belongs to the Fula people, which is called Nyanyero, the witi, it's like a violin. This song is about the culture, is just giving thanks to the Fula for being a beautiful people, and culture and everything. All right. Gainako.
Dama, share on your share with my hand, oh. Bank care with me as soon as you tell, oh. Play power, oh, your phone. I didn't have a reason to leave you, show me the way, and I'm grateful for everything that you did. You never ever play me low. See, I'm not worthy of your grace. I'm not worthy of your blessings. Stay, you not close me, oh. Say you not give up on me. I call you my daughter, my bro, my brabio. Si on me, les on, les gomo. Nangla, you hella bo. Le call you Elohim, Yeswa, Tato. Like you, le one can win all the battle. You give me more reason to pray. God don't give up on me. 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 Don't give up on me. You told me not to worry. Wish you give you thanks and praise. Acapelle kua spell. Me I understand the trail. Me I give it all to you. Give it all to you. And I got friend to say. Glipper you lead the way. You told me call on you. Call on you. Call on you. I just need to kneel and pray. Like you get it final say. God don't give up on me. Don't give up on me. God don't give up on me. Don't give up on me. God don't give up on me. Don't give up on me. God don't give up on me. Don't give up on me. See, God don't give up on me. I beg you, don't give up on me. Please don't give up on me. Don't give up on me. Dama, share on your share with my hand. Bank care with me as soon as you tell. Play power out your phone. I didn't have a reason to leave you, show me the way, and I'm grateful for everything that you did. You never ever played me low. See, I'm not worthy of your grace. I'm not worthy of your blessings. Still you not close me, oh. Still you not give up on me. I call you my daughter, my bro, my brabio. Si on me, les on, les gomo. Nangla, you hella bo. Le call you Elohim, Yeswa, Tato. Like you le one can win all the battle. You give me more reason to pray. God don't give up on me. 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 Don't give up on me. You told me not to worry. Wish you give you thanks and praise. Acapelle kua spell. Me I understand the trail. Me I give it all to you. Give it all to you. And I got friend to say. Glipper you lead the way. You told me call on you. Call on you. Call on you. I just need to kneel and pray. Like you get it final say. God don't give up on me. don't give up on me. God, don't give up on me. Don't give up on me. God, don't give up on me. Don't give up on me. God, don't give up on me. Don't give up on me. See, God, don't give up on me. I beg you, don't give up on me. Please don't give up on me. Don't give up on me.
It's crowd up, boy, yeah.
I too happy you came my way. Oh, da, da, da. Soon on day break like your face I wanna see. I just wanna be loving you. That's just how I wanna be. I will ride for you like Gange. No one wants you, you're not pamble. I love you, don't tante. Oh, got me singing like morning, oh, morning, baby. I just wanna sing morning, oh, morning, baby. Got a song for you, yeah, yeah. Morning, oh, morning, baby. I'm in love with you. Morning, oh, morning, baby. When you smile, the whole world freeze. Oh, da, da, da. When you pose, no need to say cheese. Oh, no, no. Your beauty, that news, let them carry the cheese. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. No competition, you take it with ease. Put that, you know, put that on my heart, oh. For nobody, wherever you're spot, oh. Morning, oh, morning, baby. Morning, oh, morning, baby. Morning, oh, morning, baby. Morning, oh, morning, baby. They leave with my bone, I won't pour you in glass. Yeah, oh yeah. Flash that man and touch you when you pass. You fun like a man and go Ada. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. You too metro, you not like fries. You my everyday new thing. Go for bed party in the daily, oh. Me I like good thing. Me I like good thing, let people don't want you, oh. Morning, oh, morning, baby. I just wanna sing. Morning, oh, morning, baby. Got a song for you, yeah, yeah. Morning, oh, morning, baby. Morning, oh, morning, baby. I'm in love with you. Hold up. King Java, see you, papi, oh yeah. See, I see.
Yeah, you know. We take them from Ghana to Liberia. Yeah. Every day is a holiday. Oh, it's a holiday. Every day is a holiday. Oh, it's a holiday. Every day is a holiday. Oh, it's a holiday. Every day is a holiday. Oh, it's a holiday.
Your party, papa. I wanna party your party, papa. Me, I wanna party your party, papa. Party, oh, party, oh. Me, I wanna party your party, papa. I wanna party your party, papa. Me, I wanna party your party, papa. Party, oh, party, oh.
Girl, we got some Hennessy and Betty's on the table. I just wanna spend my money, baby, do me bang bang. Girl, I know you flexing, and I know you cruising. I just wanna show you good time, don't refuse me. I don't wanna walk, buy energy, stick it far. Give me your love, don't do that. I just wanna give you all my love. So I don't wanna lie, baby, that your body
forced people to become rogues. They have forced people to become drug dealers. We cannot continue that way. We have to rescue this country. Those who don't believe in it, they got only 4 months to see. And after the 4 months, it will be a better country to live in. And that's the country we want to give you. And that's the country we want to build. A country in which you will feel proud again as Liberians. A country in which your passport will be respected. You may not have to go to find a job because we have to create it here. And I know you will do it. I know you will do it. We have a lot to say, but wait until the campaign comes. What we're here for is to create awareness, to say thanks to you people, to show you that we're here and we are committed to rescuing this country. And we are appealing to you. You've been in there already for all these years. It's just a matter of months. You know, when you're playing football and you come to the point where they have about 15 more minutes and somebody leading 4-1. The people who are losing, they want more time. The people who are winning, they want the game to end also. So you want the game to end also? We want to end it. Thank you. We stealing more money than anyone. I tell you, ain't no fair. So he's right. The amount of money in 6 years, the reckless life that people are living here, people who didn't have 1 cent, who are renting rooms, today got mansions, and they're doing it in a hurry. They're doing it in a hurry everywhere you go. And so today, we're here to encourage you. We're here to give our young people hope. That is why we made a choice for somebody who looks like you, somebody who comes from where you come from, somebody who has the experience, somebody who you can relate to, so that a new Liberia will be built for you. I mean, I don't understand. We were the most respected African country, not because we had too many, but today, who are we? But you know, I listen to the young people. They say they want push. That's all. Coach, they don't even know the name. But you know, when I hear from you, I believe it. Because you have a child. You have a child that steals. You can whip them so many times, they don't steal, don't steal. Only when they themselves say, I will not steal. That's what you are saying. We don't want our young people to be dope. We don't want our young people to drop out of school. Mothers don't want to see their children in the street.
Okay. Good morning, good afternoon.
Why you bring me on like that without informing me, my man?
What's up, man?
Do you think we need to adjust this?
Yeah, try to adjust yourself because there are a lot of, feedback from your end there.
In my background, all right.
I'm not saying your day can happen to me. You can break me. You can tell me, say, 165 what you want, humiliate me with. You're failed.
So what? The LRA people that's supposed to be collecting the money, and the Minister of Finance, who is supposed to be taking the money from the consolidated account to put it directly in the road fund account. They will have to appear before us on Monday. We will demand answers. If we can achieve anything even before we close in July for independence, we can rescue the country.
It is not a crime if the LRS, and I repeat, they say our company owes $165,000. That's what it's will go. Tomorrow, we'll go there, look at the papers, and make settlement and arrange payment. That is wrong. That's not a crime. But people who can never dream of sitting down. This is tax that I'm paying for some of you to take pay. For you, Senator, to take and dance in. I'm a taxpayer. You are not. And I'm proud that I'm a taxpayer. And if the government decide there is, and I think that the LRA needs to look at, its functionary to make sure that that institution does not get politicized.
Streamers is one of the biggest petroleum importers. Streamers also has a tank farm at LPRC, where other petroleum importers store their petroleum products and they pay money to build it. I'm very certain those importers bringing their petroleum products, they are paying taxes. But they pay money to this man.
I'm not, it's sad to say that I'm not a politician. I was brought on board by these people, and the people brought me because they wanted something. You understand? So what we're doing now.
After you want to mute yourself? Okay, good morning, good afternoon. Let me say welcome to the Diaspora Talk. This is where we discuss.
Hey, bro, the sound is very low. I don't know why. It's from my device or what? Can you try to increase your volume from the system there a little bit? I don't know.
Let me check my headphones.
It's kind of low.
They have forced people to become rogues. They have forced people to become drug dealers. We cannot continue that way. We have to rescue this country. Those who don't believe in it, they got only 4 months to see. And after the 4 months, it will be a better country to live in. And that's the country we want to give you. And that's the country we want to build. A country in which you will feel proud again as Liberians. A country in which your passport will be respected. You may not have to go to find a job because we have to create it here. And I know you will do it. I know you will do it. We have a lot to say, but wait until the campaign comes. What we're here for is to create awareness, to say thanks to you people, to show you that we're here and we are committed to rescuing this country. And we are appealing to you. You've been in there already for all these years. It's just a matter of months. You know, when you're playing football and you come to the point where they have about 15 more minutes and somebody leading 4-1. The people who are losing, they want more time. The people who are winning, they want to give.
Okay, Chairman, can you get me now?
I'm hearing you, but I don't know why it's down low. Maybe it's from my device. I have to restart my phone. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm hearing you, Gabriel. But am I loud enough?
You are audible. You are
very
okay.
loud.
Okay, what I will do, Gabriel, yeah, give me 1 minute. Let me restart. You guys can go ahead. Let me just restart my phone because I had it connected to a Bluetooth. So let me restart it right away quickly, then I'll join you guys. Just give me a few minutes, like 2 minutes.
Okay. Mercy, how's my reception? Am I audible from your end?
Perfect.
Okay. So Alfred, are you there?
Alfred is muted.
Yes, I'm here. You are loud and clear.
All right. That's great. Okay. So Alfred, before coming on, just try to work on your device and something like the rain is falling from your end. I don't know. So let me say good morning, good afternoon. If you are listening to us in Liberia, let me say good afternoon to you. It should be 1 p.m. right now in Liberia. And Mercy, I mean, what's the time? Are you in Iowa or where?
I'm in Minnesota.
Minnesota. Okay, what's the
8:02.
time? 8:02 right there in
8:02
Minnesota.
a.m.
and I guess that should be the same time in Iowa as well. Yeah. So let me say good morning if you are listening to us from the US. Good evening to you if you are listening to us from Asia. It should be 3 minutes after 9 in China, and it's 3 minutes after 10 in South Korea. So let me say good evening to you and good morning to our brothers, our sisters, our followers there in the US. This is the Diaspora Talk. This is where we discuss issues of concern, things that hinder the progress of our country. We unbiasedly discuss the issue on census, unsentimental, and we just give it a very clear look. So if you are there, let me say welcome to the show. Today we are going to be looking at critical issue, things that are affecting our country. As you know, we are in the crucial part of the year. We are definitely how many more months? 4 more months to October, and we'll be having a very big political, venture where people are opting to make just we are a one-term president, and the president himself want to retain himself. So, gentlemen, we are going to be discussing this, but before going to the topic, I would like us to take a minute break, and we'll be right back.
Legitimate financial institutions around the world. Corruption is a social danger because it feeds organized crime. It destroys nation states. It imperils opportunities, particularly for women and girls. It facilitates environmental degradation, contributes to human trafficking, and undermines whole communities. It destroys the future. Corruption is a radicalizer because it destroys faith in legitimate authority. It opens up a vacuum which allows the predators to move in. And no one knows that better than the violent extremist groups who regularly use corruption as a recruitment tool. Corruption is an opportunity destroyer because it discourages honest and accountable investment. It makes businesses more expensive to operate. It drives up the cost of public services for local taxpayers, and it turns a
Okay, gentlemen, I would like to say welcome again to the Diaspora Talk. I think you just listened to that clip, and so, yeah, Chairman Market, I think you are on now. So I don't know what
Yeah,
I'm
I think
still.
much better. It's much better. Yeah, I had a problem from the Bluetooth that I had set up here, so I think much better. Yeah, so we good to go.
Okay, so we just listened to that inspirational speaker, and he just gave us all the disadvantages of corruption, telling us how bad it is. It is a social danger. It robs people of the opportunity, and we all know the devastating effect corruption has had on our country. So, gentlemen, today we are expecting Mo Ali to be. We are going to be platforming Mo Ali, provided if he's ready right now today. Christina, please meet yourself. Mo Ali was the former Mo Ali is the former Secretary General of the Unity Party, and we'll be platforming him today. We are going to be looking at his candidate, that is Mr. or former VP JNB. We are going to be looking at him, and we are also going to be asking him some critical issue. As you know, Mo Ali is supposed to be contesting one of the districts in Monserrado County. I don't know whether the plan is still ongoing or whether he has.
On my WhatsApp so I can share with him. He's not getting it from Messenger. I'm texting my WhatsApp number in the group.
So, CEO, let me say good morning, man. Welcome to the show. How you say it from your end there? Yeah.
Can you please share the show on WhatsApp to me?
Go ahead, CEO. Yeah, share the link to you. Send me your WhatsApp number. Or on Messenger or WhatsApp?
WhatsApp.
Let me also.
Share the screen, y'all, on the show, brother.
CEO, what's up? Go ahead.
I just share in the group chat.
CEO, I'm asking you.
You
You are listening?
I'm all ears, Gabriel. Are we good to go?
What's up? What's up? Yeah, what's up from your end, my man? What's up? I said.
Well, let me just take this time to greet our audience. Let me say good morning, good afternoon to our beloved sister, our regular follower, Siata. Welcome to the Diaspora Talk. Following us there from Texas. It's good to be, here today. Today happens to be the 11th day. Just a minute, guys. Today, I want to be sure, what I'm looking at. Yeah, today happens to be,
Today, 11th of June, bro.
Thank you. I'm correct. Yeah, today happens to be the 11th day in the month of June. So we are approximately, diving towards the middle of June. We in the middle of the year, 6 months already. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you find yourself in this one world that we live, we want to welcome you all to the Diaspora Talk as we discuss lengthy issues today about our country, Liberia, how to move our country forward. Like Gabriel said earlier, we have Mo Ali, who happens to be the former Secretary General of the Unity Party, and I think also the former Secretary General of the COP. You see, as a guest or as a guest panel, we'll be diving more into more issues about our country. We have our sister Christina here. Gabriel, I'm doing very well. Mercy is also here with us. I'm doing very good from South Korea. We are doing pretty much better. It's in the evening here in South Korea. We have 9 minutes past 10 p.m. Sunday evening in Korea. So I'm set and ready to discuss the issues about our country and how well we can put, pen to paper to be able to make Liberia a better place for us all. Thank you.
Send me the link.
I sent you the link already on WhatsApp.
I see you on WhatsApp.
I sent you the link and the number you sent over there. That's why I phoned you on WhatsApp. I just sent it to you. So Mercy, what's up? Go ahead. What's up? What's up, Mercy? How's everything? How is it from Minnesota there?
We are doing good here. Everything on coast, guys.
Okay.
Sitting, washing. Everything is going good by the day.
Okay. So why our sister? Let's just take a minute break and we just try to settle one of these things.
Legitimate financial institutions around the world. Corruption is a social danger because it feeds organized crime. It destroys nation states. It imperils opportunities, particularly for women and girls. It facilitates environmental degradation, contributes to human trafficking, and undermines whole communities. It destroys the future. Corruption is a radicalizer because it destroys faith in legitimate authority. It opens up a vacuum which allows the predators to move in. And no one knows that better than the violent extremist group.
They have forced people to become rogues. They have forced people to become drug dealers. We cannot continue that way. We have to rescue this country. Those who don't believe in it, they got only 4 months to see. And after the 4 months, it will be a better country to live in. And that's the country we want to give you. And that's the country we want to build. A country in which you will feel proud again as Liberians. A country in which your passport will be respected. You may not have to go to find a job because we have to create it here. And I know you will do it. I know you will do it. We have a lot to say, but wait until the campaign comes. What we're here for is to create awareness, to say thanks to you people, to show you that we're here and we are committed to rescuing this country. And we are appealing to you. You've been in there already for all these years. It's just a matter of months. You know, when you're playing football and you come to the point where they have about 15 more minutes and somebody leading 4-1. The people who are losing, they want more time. The people who are winning, they want the game to end also. So you want the game to end also? We want to end it. Thank you. Stealing more money than anyone. I tell you, ain't no prayer. So he's right. The amount of money in 6 years, the reckless life that people are living here. People who didn't have 1 cent, who are renting rooms, today got mansions, and they're doing it in a hurry. They're doing it in a hurry everywhere you go. And so today, we're here to encourage you. We're here to give our young people hope. That is why we made a choice for somebody who looks like you, somebody who comes from where you come from, somebody who has the experience, somebody who you can relate to, so that a new Liberia will be built for you. I mean, I don't understand. We were the most respected African country, not because we had too many, but today, who are we? But you know, I listen to the young people. They say they want push. That's all. Push. They don't even know what it is. But you know, when I hear from
that nonsense you're doing can happen to me. You can break me. You can't tell me say 165 what you want. Humiliate me way. You're failed.
So what? The LRA people that's supposed to be collecting the money, and the Minister of Finance, who is supposed to be taking the money from the consolidated account to put it directly in the road fund account. They will have to appear before us on Monday. We will demand answers. If we can achieve anything even before we close in July for independence, we can rescue the country.
It is not a crime if the LRS, and I repeat, they say our company owes $165,000. That's what it's over. Tomorrow, we'll go there, look at the papers, and make settlement, and arrange payment. That is wrong. That's not a crime. But people who can never dream of sitting down. This is tax that I'm paying for some of you to take pay. For you, Senator, to take.
To Liberia now, where tongues have been set wagging after the defendants in a high-stakes drug smuggling trial were acquitted following a trial. That's despite what many, including the government, believe is compelling evidence. The 4 men were charged with smuggling $100 million worth of cocaine into the country, making it one of the largest drug-related cases in Liberia's history. The court has also ruled that the $200,000 that was seized from the men by the Liberian government be returned to them. Let's get more on this fascinating story now. I'm joined by Liberian journalist Rodney Sie. He's actually traveling in the United States at the moment and joins us from Tampa, Florida. Rodney, please give us some background into this story.
Oh, Peter, this is a very shocking time for Liberia. This is a case that when it happened a few months ago, the U.S. government had people on the scene of the arrest and the seizure of the drugs. There were witnesses, there were recordings, there were video recordings, everything. And so yesterday, when the court came down with the verdict, the whole country went in uproar because this is...
Okay, gentlemen, sorry for that delay. I mean, we are just trying to make sure we are technically okay in order to bring in our guests. So I would like to say welcome to the show. Konowa, what's up, man? How is it? How is it there from Iowa? And I think you should be in Iowa right now. I would like to say welcome to the show and welcome to our chairman, welcome to our sister Christina, and also I would like to say welcome to our sister Mercy. So Konowa, what's up? How is it? Welcome to the show, brother. Welcome. How is it there in Iowa?
Thank you. I think Iowa is great. The morning is just beginning with cool weather. We had a little bit of rain yesterday evening, but everything is calm over here. Everything is good. So
I just call you. Please text me.
All right, all right.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you are okay. You are okay.
Okay. So, if you are asking me what is trending on my mind,
Mm-hmm.
I would say one of the things that's trending on my mind was the telling revelation that was done on by Senator, what's his name again, from the National Patriotic Party,
Yeah. Who
who
like
happens to be the who
Senator
happens to be
Senator
the chairman,
Senator Barney?
Senator Barney.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to our sister Mercy. Mercy, what's up, man? How is it? What is trending on your mind right now? Oh, Alfred, please set up your background. And there's a lot of
Have you
feedback
seen the
from you.
Gabriel?
1 minute, please. Yeah, I just sent it. I just sent it to you. Just check it out. Mercy,
Yes, Gabriel.
I would like to apologize for we are facing some technical problem here.
Yeah,
Okay,
gentlemen, there's a
Chairman.
lot of delay in the show today, man. I hope we can try to speed up things because trust me, yeah, the audience keep waiting on us, and we doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
We're not doing
I
it
mean,
justice.
the guest is not getting the program
Yeah,
online.
the guests, you got just get one person in the background who will try to arrange things with the guests. We gotta keep talking, bro. We can't keep waiting for guests. I mean, even if the guests don't come, we
Yo,
will
what's
talk.
on your mind? Let's on your mind. Let's go. Let's go. What's on your mind concerning
I
Liberia
got a lot
now?
of things on my mind. I got my country Liberia on my mind. I got
Okay,
those politicians back home also on my mind.
let's
I
leave it
got a
into
lot of things
Liberia
on my
right now.
mind. A lot of
Let's
things
leave
we
it
have to talk about tonight.
Okay, thank you so much. So we already have our guests in studio, and let's just conclude with you. Then we'll definitely go to our guests.
Okay, it is good that the guests already show face. Mo Ali. I think Mo Ali is a household name in our Liberian politics from the June 7 protest or even before the June 7 protest during the Ellen Johnson Sally area in our country. I want to say welcome, my brother and friend, to the Diaspora Talk. Diaspora
Thank you.
Talk is where we discuss the issues of our country, Liberia, lengthily. This platform is not a political platform for any political party, but it is a political platform for the Liberian people in totality. A lot of things in my mind, my country, because we in the diaspora, we love our country so much. We want to experience the same life we experience in the diaspora when we go back home for visit. And we also believe that you guys over there who are trying to push proper agenda for the people want the same. So a lot of things on my mind. But as we
Okay, thank
get
you
to
so
the
much.
discussion, I'm going to bring all of these things on the table and hope we can be able to discuss it lengthily and respectfully at the end of the day. So welcome to the show, my brother.
Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. That's the chairman of the Diaspora Talk, Chairman Mackay. And again, this is how I would like to welcome Mo Ali. Today we are platforming Mo Ali on the Diaspora Talk. This is where we discuss issue of concerns unbiasedly, consensusly. And Mo Ali, I would like to welcome you to the Diaspora Talk. It's good seeing you here. Let me say good afternoon from your end because I know it should be 1 p.m. there in Liberia.
Yeah. So I'm happy to be here for the first time, and thank you for the invitation.
Okay. Thank you so much. So I would like for us to dive directly into the issue because there are a lot of issues on our mind right or on our plate. But definitely I'll just let us to dive into the issue. But before getting to the platform, can you just introduce yourself to our guests? Maybe you are you are nationally known, let me say globally known, but who knows? There are other people who might just be seeing you for the very first time. So let me just give you the opportunity to introduce yourself to our guests.
All right. So again, thank you. I'm Ali, Mo Ali. This is my first time on your show. I am a member of the Unity Party. I currently work as the Director of Political Affairs in the office of Joseph Boakai.
Okay.
And I've been involved actively with national politics since 2005.
Okay, thank you
I
so
am
much.
originally from Cape Mount, but I reside in Montserrat.
Okay, Director of Political Affairs, is that an appointed position or an electoral one?
No, it's an
An ele-
appointed position appointed by the the political leader.
Okay, thank you so much. So I would just like to start with me. So I think a few days ago, your candidate, GNB, he visited one of the district there in Montserrat County, and this is what he said. I mean, I just heard in an embedded speech. He said, imagine someone who played football. It was almost like a job to the president. He said, someone who plays football in the country, and up to now, we still have children play in the sand. There's no way I can play football and I become president and I see children play in the sand. I'm going to make sure that I do something, to really, really improve in that area. So my question to you is, does that mean that JMB, who served as agriculture minister or served in know is well versed about agriculture, or because he worked with LPMC and other things, does that mean that when he become president tomorrow, I mean, we are going to be full sufficient, or he's going to do very, very well in the agriculture sector? I mean, what are his agricultural goals? Because if I see him talking like this, it means that there are a lot of expectation when it comes to the agricultural sector, or there are a lot of plans from him. So, I mean, what can you really tell us about the issue of agriculture when JMB definitely become the president in 2023, October?
So first, before jumping to what are his agricultural plan, since you referenced the statement, it is good for your listening audience to understand the background from which JMB made a statement. We all know the kind of professional president Weah is or was. He played football on the global stage and at the highest level, to the extent that he became the only African to have won the Ballon d'Or and the FIFA World Best. Became the only African to have scooped all of the available awards in football in 1995. And coming to terms with the fact that this person is president of Liberia, and yet our football, the state of football in the country is at an all-time low, is at the level at which nobody would have expected if somebody who had played football at the highest level in the world is president, that will have football at this level. So, for example, when the president took over, he promised young people of this country, Liberians, that by the time the first term comes to end, you will have at least 7 stadiums built in 7 counties in all of the region, and a football academy where young Liberians who take pride and interest in becoming professional footballers will be trained. And to think of it that he is president and we are making no mark in football, when there were others who did not play the game at the professional level who became president, and at least we could have heard about football in this country. It was something that brought joy to us. Is discouraging, is disappointing, and those are the facts that JMB was pointing to. Now you asked about if JMB becomes president, if Liberia will be full sufficient, Liberia will be we have a very good agriculture program because he has vast experience. He has served as managing director of LPMC in the late 70s and agriculture minister in the early 80s in the PRC government. Well, there is a clear, defined, concise, and succinct agricultural layout plan by the Mr. Bwaka. When you look at his program, his arrest program, AREST, you realize that agriculture is the first in that area. And so the plans are there and they are broken down into several categories.
Mm-hmm.
It's firstly, nobody will tell you that the moment GMB takes over tomorrow, then agriculture will improve automatically. It's a stage by stage process. So the first thing is that we intend to decentralize agriculture programs based on the soil texture and what can be produced in a particular county or region. So by that, you're going to train people. That's why, as part of the first program, you want to upgrade Kari, the agricultural center in Bon County in Banga. You want to upgrade it so that you can be able to train more soil scientists. You can be able to train more extension officers. And these people, part of their job will be to test the soil in various regions to know what can be grown here and what cannot be grown here. As part of that, you also want to provide opportunities for those who are making farms to have access to markets. One thing that discourages many Liberian farmers is the fact that people make their farms, they harvest, and they do not have access to markets. Back when JMB was head of LPMC, what they did, they created agricultural hub in various regions. These agricultural hubs were there by LPMC when people produce and they harvest. LPMC purchase for them and then refine the produce and export them or sell them on the Liberian market. So you want to reintroduce that particular system, Abeki. Let me explain on this a little bit.
Okay,
You want
go ahead.
you want to go on with that system. Then you also want to form farmers cooperatives. Well, you have people producers, you have rice producers, you have coffee producers, you have people producing vegetables. How can they come together in a cooperative when they produce their their farm, they harvest from their farm, they can come together, we all agree on a price that will be purchased by whatever system that is there, the market that will be available to them. And like that, they will be able to produce en masse. So, for example, if somebody wants to open a poultry farm here, one
Mm-hmm.
thing that is a setback for Liberia in those who want to engage into poultry is the feed. You'll be surprised to know that people have to go to Ivory Coast to put chicken feed into Liberia. And that makes it extremely expensive to produce chicken here. Whereas we have fertile land to produce corn. So you can group farmers. You say, okay, since we want corn to feed our chicken, you can bring people together who will produce corn in a large quantity that will be able to supply poultry. And so it makes it easier for them, it encourages more people. And gradually you can transform into mechanized farming where you'll be able to produce to serve the population. So on the
Yeah,
surface, that is
more. I know you
great
want to. I know you want to dive into the nitty gritty of this, but I just want to
because
take
you
it bit
asked.
by bit. Yeah, I asked, but I just want to, do it bit by bit because we are many here and we're a little bit time pressed. So, okay, before going to the panelists, I just want to. I don't want to ask you. So out of government, and former VBGMB is out of government. How are with all the vast knowledge he has in agriculture? How are farmers really benefiting from his skills? I mean, he's not in government, but he has the vast knowledge, he has the technical skill. What is he doing right now, to really empower those people, even though he's out of government, that they can say, probably, we
So,
have so and so training program from
let me
GMB.
let me
Yeah,
let me cut you off a little.
yeah.
Sometimes I get extremely confused when we ask some question. When you say, "What is he doing to empower farmers?" What do you mean?
Well, I'm saying because he has the technical skills, he has everything. What is he doing? Like educationally, like educating farmers. Trying to, because You talk about it, the soil texture, training people, and he has been he's well versed within that area. What is
No,
he doing?
so let me say this.
Yeah, to train the local farmers. Does he have an organization?
JMB is not a trainer. He is not somebody who goes in the field to train people. JMB is a farmer. He makes farm. JMB has a foundation that engages into so many things. Engages into the provision of water facilities in schools and other areas, villages. As part of that foundation's work, they have agricultural program where they help people who are engaged into farming to train them on the lower skill. It's not on the larger skill because this is not a foundation that has big money to do. They also help to provide some farming implements and tools and seeds for farmers at the lower skill. But if you are asking on the larger scale, no, not like that. But yes, the efforts are being made, and farmers are benefiting from those trainings from the foundation. In addition to him being a farmer and having his own very big farm in Bomi and Vakulu.
Okay, thank you so much. That's the former Secretary General of the United Party, Mo Ali, right there. I mean, expanding more about JMB agricultural program. So on this note, we'd like to go to our sister Mercy. Do you have any question for our guest?
Okay. Before I ask my question, I would like to elaborate on something that he said. I took two things from him when he was explaining concerning the GMB's what they call intention to presidency. He made mention of JMB being I don't know, he took part as agriculture work. And when he became minister, right, back in the days. But I've never seen nothing like that pop up in JNB's life, the 12 years in power. JNB has been in power, in government for 40 plus years. If he's telling me that today this man have agricultural background, I will question the background. Because nothing was displayed. It's just we are some people hungry. Or we have somebody who serves as agriculture minister and have the knowledge. But his county, the road to his county is never fixed. And the second point, he made mention that Joshua played football, he won Ballon d'Or, but his country does not even represent a person that played football. And when JMB comes to power, people should not just expect him for agriculture to boom. Boom, it goes back to him. That's why we the seditions, we the ruling party always saw the Liberian people. Not because Joshua played football, you want to see stadiums built in 2 years, 3 years time. Those things are all great preparations. They don't happen overnight. People don't get that. So if he's saying that the country does not represent the men that play football, because when he going that route, he's talking about skyscrapers now built football stadium in the chicken egg form. Those things are not in Liberia. Right now, the focus of George Weah is to make sure the Liberian roads are paved to boom agriculture, because those roads are not paved. That's why hunger is in the land. Grand Julia does not have the road to Maryland County, Nimba County, where JMB comes from.
So what's your question to him?
So my question to him, are you guys politically charged for this coming up election? Are you guys politically charged? You guys have the resources and the equipment?
That's it?
My questions are done.
Yeah, thank you, Mercy. Clearly, you display what seditions usually display, and I appreciate that. I would like to tell you firstly that JMB did not spend 40 years in government. That is a misgiving. What people usually see is that JMB has over 40 years of experience work. And you said it has never popped up that JMB was a Minister of Agriculture. I'm not going to argue with that. That is your opinion. Clearly, you can continue to stress on it. You talked about Nima County. There's no rule where JMB is from. JMB is not from Nima County. And I
I
like
said
to
Lofa.
clarify.
I said Lofa. I know where he's from.
So I'll come to your point. You are a sedition. And
I am.
clearly, yeah, you said it. And clearly, you want your party to win. And if we are not politically charged, if we do not have the resources and the equipment, that will be to your advantage. And on this show, if I were to say no, we are not politically charged, we are not politically ready, you should be celebrating because maybe it will be an easy ride for you. Now, when we come back to President Weah, when people run campaign, they run on promises. They make promises that the citizens hold them by. When your president contested the election, I did not write his manifesto. I did not ask him to make promises about football stadiums, 7 football stadiums that will be built. So I didn't ask him. He said it out of your party's profession that they will do so. Not the Unity Party told him. And so if he comes to power and doesn't do it, we hold him by that as a failure, a clear failure. Now you talk about where JNB come from, there is no rule. It is good to understand what the politics entails. The road that is being constructed today from Banga to Lofa was not initiated by President Weah. It was not initiated by the CDC government. If you are aware, it was under the UP leadership that everything, starting from the feasibility study to the blueprint to the accessing of resources, was acquired during the tenure of the Unity Party, and ground was breaking for the construction of that rule during the tenure of the Unity Party. And so President Weah has got absolutely nothing to do with that. And I will also make this challenge to you. All of the roads that are being constructed at the moment, all of the major roads from Ganta to Yekepa, from Sanikole to Luga to Kample to Luga from Maryland to River G, were all initiated funding source during the term of the Unity Party. I've thrown this challenge out to every single sedition, every one of them, including your top ministers. Show us one major road, one major highway in the Republic of Liberia that your government has done feasibility study for, source funding for, and they are constructing. And you say no road to Meriden. You are wrong, dead wrong. We constructed a road from Fishtown to Plebo and to Harper. We did that. Nobody else had ever done that.
Who the winner? May I ask,
The Unity
please?
Party
Who the
government.
winner? Unity
When I
Party?
say we, so when I started the show, during my introduction, I made clear, I said, I am from the Unity Party. And so whenever I say here we, I'm referring to the Unity Party. So the challenge is out there. Okay. Show me one road, one major road. I say the community road and where you're facing, and the next day they sport. Show me one major road that the CDC look for money for, and they build it on their
fix it then.
Without, but I want to say, the facing the next day they
Yeah,
sport.
Mercy, can we just please get the guests?
We'll come back to this agriculture thing. When GMB was vice president, clearly the vice president was there as the vice president to perform functions, 2 key functions. Number 1, assist the president. Number 2, preside over the Senate. And number 3, perform other duties and responsibilities that will be assigned by the president. But that said, at least we were able to transform the debt LPMC into what is called LACRA today. And that LACRA is there. It should have been the entity that would have replaced the LPNC, and we set it up. Your government in LACRA is almost dead. We don't hear anything from them because of a lack of interest in agriculture. We managed to revamp CARI, the CARI I talked about, and they were beginning to train agricultural scientists. Today, CARI funding for them is not even there. So
Okay,
we were
thank you.
setting the basis for agriculture until you came, and you have reversed all of the gains that we made.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Moali. I think one of her concerns was really, whether you really have the political capital to remove a president, to make him one-term president.
The point is, I'm not going to dwell on that. We will go into the campaign, and we will sell our message to the Liberian people. We will garner the resources, the required resources. We don't need millions of dollars to run campaign. And like I said, Mercy should be happy if we don't have the resources, if we are not politically prepared, because it will mean that our government will be re-elected. But I can tell you that, face down, we will beat the CDC. On their record, that very dismal record, we will beat them flat.
That's Mo Ali from the United Party. Okay, we would like to go to our chairman there, Chairman Mackey. Chairman Mackey, you listen to Mo. Do you have any question for him?
Well, Gabriel have bucket of thing again. I got bucket of thing. Just hold the town where $4, or
yeah,
to be
you're just
your
entitled to a question. Just asking one question. One
yeah,
at a
I
time.
will make a statement and also ask a question. But let me ask before I begin. Let me ask Mo the question. Mo, are you still a member of the COP? And if Henry Costa still your chairman of the COP?
Yes, to both for your questions.
Okay, very well. Very well. Okay, then I will begin with laying some emphasis before going to my question. You say a lot of things on here, Mo, and I think we are all entitled to our opinions. It's very much important to respect every individual's opinions on this platform. You say a lot of things about President Weah, even though I'm not a sedition, I'm a person who, support Liberia, not an individual. So you said a lot of things about President Weah, being a soccer legend, someone who won the Ballon d'Or, and up to present, the Liberian Lone Star or the country is not really, great. I mean, we're not seeing great performance, on the issue of soccer in our country. But I just want to lay a few emphasis, so that I can be able to balance my question. When we look around us, James Isa Diba was one of the celebrity stars, within the soccer arena in our country. He was once the coach of the Liberian Lone Star. Where did the Liberian Lone Star go today? Nowhere. Then I also want to say this. We have because sometimes a lot of gives some biblical reference. We have our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ who came on this earth.
See, okay, we just make it concise for the sake of
we should expect all the best in His word while Jesus Christ was present on this earth. But all that we saw was wickedness and a lot of negative things ongoing. So I will begin my question by this. Solomon was one of the wise men ever lived on this earth that has 700 wives and 300 concubines. But he still did not serve as a best mentor for more people, because how can you be wise and confused at the same time by women? So my question is this. I just try to give this few reference, just knowing that someone who was very great into certain aspect does not prove you being 100% considerable to push a country to success. So Joseph Newman Boaga has had a lot of experience in government. I'm not sure the number of years, but he have a lot of experience. Can you please point out some people who have considered him as a role model, or people he mentored or he nurtured, that today they are successful through the great work that he did over the period of time, being being vice president or working as minister, that tomorrow we will say, yes, if Joseph Human Braga could make some impartation in the life of these individuals, definitely Liberia will be a better one tomorrow. And then, to my question, Henry Costa, who is the chairman of the COP, and you are a member of the COP, if tomorrow you heard that Henry Costa is contesting for the presidency, will you definitely be disappointed in him, not supporting the Unity Party?
Thank you so much. Thank you. So, those are the questions.
You know, I will start off first with my friend James Deba, and I will say that James Deba is a very good friend of mine. And to insinuate in your premise that James Deba, because he was a very good, brilliant footballer, and he served as coach of the national team, and the national team went nowhere, it's a little bit of misstatement, given that when he served as coach for the national team, the support was basically lacking. I know that there were many days that James Deba would even cry behind the FA and the government for just the players on the team to get their pardon, or just the players to get training materials. And when the team was going out, they would struggle and lobby for the team to even get plane tickets to go in time for game. So there can be no way such an example will hold water. And I sincerely don't get the part to bring it about.
Can you give us evidence of where did he take LeBron Lonstar? I mean, let's speak with facts. Let's speak with facts, please, Mo Ali. Let's speak with facts. Can you give us evidence of where did he take the LeBron Lonstar?
Apparently, you're not getting me well.
He said James Deba was financially constrained. He didn't have the support. So
Mo just said the mayor constrained. Government not giving him money, so he can't do nothing.
Yeah,
am I right, Mo?
Exactly. So I'm not sure how you want me. And like I said to your other premise about what's his name.
Hey, man, call him a comment and premise. No problem. Go ahead, Chief. I hear what you today.
As you are talking, I will wait for you to finish because I don't like to,
Yeah, see. Quiet.
As to the premise on Solomon, I don't know how that is coming about. But basically, when you talked about people serving as mentor, there are lots of people who see Joseph Boakai as a role model, who see him as an integrity icon. There are lots of people who JMB have mentored and nurtured through politics in this country. I will tell you that JMB once associated with the progressive. If you look at the likes of people like Tonola Vapila, you look at the like of Sir Nto, these were all people who serve as ministers. You look at the like of Brownie Samuka, and even amongst the younger generation, there are lots of people who JMD have nurtured, mentored, and continue to. So if you want me to begin to name people here on this show, we might just not go. And so I would expect that we look into society. You see the level of support that he's garnering. You see the kind of people that are declaring support for him. You see the people that see him as mentor. You see the kind of challenge that he is posing to the incumbency of President Weah, and you will know exactly the kind of person he is. Now you ask me as to whether Henry Costa, my friend, who happens to be the chairman and funding father of the COP, if I were to see him contesting for the presidency, if I would be disappointed, absolutely not. I will not be disappointed. Henry Costa will continue to remain my friend. One thing I have understood in politics is that no one is under obligation to support another person. If you, Mackay, are contesting for a position, I am not under obligation to support you. When I support you, it's a privilege for you. It is not a right. My support is my right. And so I will not be disappointed. Besides that, the Constitution gives the right to every human being, every Liberian who is qualified and meets the constitutional requirement to contest for positions of their choice. And so if Henry Costa decides to contest for the presidency, that will be his decision. He will be making use of his constitutional right. And lastly to that, Henry Costa and I are not in the same political party. And so I will not be disappointed if he does not support my presidential candidate. If you are a member of the Unity Party and you decide not to support Joseph Boakai, I will be a little bit disappointed, but I will not take offense because it is your right. Henry Costa is a member of the ALP. If he decides to run, fine with it. I will congratulate him and I will be happy for him, but I will not support him for the presidency because I am a member of the UP and I support Joseph Boakai, who is my standard bearer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mo Ali. So, now we'll after before going to you, you have to look at your mask. Something like that. There should be a feedback from there. But I go to our sister Christina further. She just asked her question, and we'll go to Afra.
I'm using my computer.
And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of echo behind you, bro.
That's the thing from the computer.
No, I think there should be a problem because I'm hearing myself. Am I the only one that's happening though? Or
can you?
Yeah, but Gabriel, all you can do is to just allow him to ask his question, and then we all can hear you our mic, and then after he can mute the mic, and then the guests can respond. That would be better.
Let a man do some technical adjustment. I go to Christina. Man, people meet yourself, do some technical adjustment.
If he's watching the show from Facebook, then that could be it. Maybe you could just lower the volume.
Christina, please ask a question, please.
Good morning, Mo, from my end. I would like to appreciate you for honoring our impromptu invitation.
Can you ask strength to your voice, please, ma'am? We want to hear you very well.
And Mo, can you please share the show as well? And gentlemen, can you please share the show? I mean, Richard, 35 minutes.
Can you send the link to me on WhatsApp? Then I'll...
Is it okay now?
Yeah, you good.
Christina, let me send it to you and you send it to him. Yeah.
I'm okay now.
No, you're not okay.
You are not okay. Christina, I'm going to share it in your WhatsApp. Yeah. Then you can also send it to Mo, okay?
Yeah, Sam. I mean, if I first say getting ready, some of our guys more questions or I'll make us in the attic. I mean, to be frank, it's about country Liberia.
Let me just ask Mo a few questions, and I will mute my mic.
Okay, just ask a question. Say you have technical problem.
Yeah, because that means I will have to take the whole day to be on the computer here. However, Mo, I want to say good morning from my end here. It's an honor for me to sit on the same platform with you and having followed you for quite a number of years. And I think you are a fine gentleman that love your country. And I have a few questions for you here. The first question I have for you is, having considered all that happened within the CPP that led to the collapse of the CPP, and given the fact that the major political parties that were trying to form the CPP now broke away, and you guys are still in opposition. We got like three months to election, and there has not been any level of negotiation in terms of collaboration, because we know very well historically our country election has always gone to second round, and during that time we see that there can be crossover and people supporting people from vast area of the political spectrum. Holding all factor constant, will the Unity Party support the CPP led by Alexander Cummings, if and only if the numbers speak for itself that the CPP led by ANC can maybe in the highest number to whatever political party that will be leading in the election that goes to second round? Will you guys be willing to support the CPP given all the acrimony that happened? That's my first question.
Thank you, Alfred. Alfred, I think you should listen yourself when you're not talking. Thank you. Let me say this very clearly. I cannot speak for the Unity Party entirely because I'm not in the top leadership. The UP makes decisions based on a structure. But as an individual, Mo Ali, I'll say this very clearly. I believe there are 3 or 4 main contenders in these elections. That's the CDC of President Weah, the LPP of Mr. Gonglo, the CPP of Honorable Cummings, and the UP of JMB. Any of these candidates happen to go into a second round with President Weah, they automatically have my support. If we were to have Gonglo in the second round against President Weah, he will not need to campaign for me. I will automatically start campaigning for him. If we were to have Cummings in the second round against President Weah, he will not have to campaign for me. I will start to campaign for him. It's a no-brainer for me and automatic support from me. And I would believe the majority of the UP partisans will do similar thing, and even the party. And there is also one thing that I can assure you. I believe we will win the election. I believe we will be, if there is a second round, we will be there. But should the unthinkable happen, I believe the Unity Party will take a definite position, and that position will be not to support the ruling government. So clearly, whoever goes to a second round will most likely have the support of the Unity Party.
Yeah, my second question.
Alfred, can we please go
But
to
you
our
give me
sister
time, right? Let me
Christina?
ask my second question. Because the platform is interactive. So when I ask my question, I'll wait for the middle answer. Then I ask my second question.
But
right?
we are doing it one question at a time, bro.
Okay, let me just squeeze in one question, please. President Weah in 2017, before the election, graded the Unity Party 80% in terms of its performance for the 12 years. If one were to ask you, politically speaking, this president was the one that graded you 80% and failed to audit your government. Why will you put the CDC government after 5 years of performance in terms of the grading? Where you think you will put CDC in terms of governance? What will you put CDC in terms of their own national agenda that they came with the PAPD? What will you put CDC?
So let me say it like this. When you look at the PAPD, most of the things that were promised have not been met. Without attaching a number, I would say clearly the CDC has failed miserably. So I will grade an F. F for failure. Look at one of the key indicators of the economy. For those of you who are fortunate to live in the developed world, one key indicators that these people pronounce every day as a sign of economic growth is job creation. Every month I will see the government of the United States announcing, this month we managed to create or added 300,000 jobs. That is an indicator. In fact, that is the single most indicator of economic growth. Because the more people that are employed, the more people that pay taxes, the more money the government makes, and the more programs the government engages into, right? The less people you have employed, the less tax you collect, and those that are not employed in a responsible system become burden on the government. This government told us in the PAPD that over the period of 5 years, they were going to lift 1 million Liberians out of poverty. And to lift people out of poverty means that you must be able to create jobs for them. They cannot show any statistics that they have created X number of jobs since they took over. As a matter of fact, international observers have said and reported that contrary to them raising people out of poverty, that this government have plunged over 500,000 Liberians into poverty. So clearly, if you are asking me for grading, I'll grade an F.
Okay, thank you so much. Then, on this note, we'd like to roll over to our sister Christina to ask a question.
Good morning, Mo. I'd like to appreciate you for accepting our impromptu invitation to come on the show and be a part of this unique discussion. I would like to know what are mechanisms you guys putting into place when it comes to post-electoral violence, violence related to elections. Many times, post-electoral violence or violence related to elections may erupt. What are your intent to combat those violences when it erupts?
1 minute, let me share your show
Especially
quickly.
when
Okay.
campaign intensify most often.
Thank you. That question can be better answered by the government, but from the angle of the opposition, we have signed the Farmington River Declaration, and that declaration is that we will all abide by free, fair, and transparent elections, credible elections. So what we can say is that we all should fight as Liberians. We should strive as much as possible to ensure that the elections are free, fair, transparent, and credible. Once the people see that their votes are being counted the way they cast them, there will be absolutely no need for violence. Once people do not feel cheated, when you are defeated fairly, you go sit down in your corner, you cry, and at the end of the day, you just have to accept the result. But we have gone beyond that. We have proven.
Oh, I'm sorry for cutting you off. I would like to know, like, violence erupting at the campaign sites.
I will come there.
You guys are putting into place.
I will come there. I will come there. We have got a history of averting violence. In 2017, when NEC announced the results, many people thought that UP partisans were going to get into the streets and cause chaos. What we did promptly was to have an elaborate press conference where Joseph Waka conceded, accepted the result, and congratulated President Weah and offered to work with President Weah for the sake of Liberia. As much as possible, Fuller, we have been attacking in. We've been attacked on several occasions. In our campaign rallies, people have attacked. Just in the last 3 months, seditions gathered and went to our headquarters, our party headquarters, and protested there and threw stones into our headquarters. We did not react. We did not retaliate because we are in the mindset of governance. We believe that this country, in order to sit on the radio, in order to sit on these kind of shows to talk politics all of the time, the country must first be peaceful. If the country was not peaceful, you're not getting sitting here to talk. I'll be running and hiding somewhere. So we did not retaliate. And this is the posture that we are continuing with. When you attack us as much as possible, we will prevent our people from counter-attacking because that will result into violence.
Thank you.
As much as possible, we will propagate messages of peace so that we run a campaign where everyone can enjoy, where everyone can, you can mock each other, you can say what you like to say, but don't engage into violence. And that is the message we are preaching. And that is the reason why we signed up to the Farmington River Declaration.
Thank you. Gentlemen, let's take a minute break and we'll have a one round of questions and then we can just, try to call it a day.
Some parts of Montreal, radio, street lights everywhere. They rope.
To Liberia now, where tongues have been.
Some parts of Montreal, radio, street lights everywhere. They rope correct, smooth. Because I want nobody to tell me they say. I've seen for myself. Some parts of Montreal, radio, street lights everywhere. They rope correct, smooth. The only issue is going in and coming out. 2 small sections. And we are working on making sure that it's done. Where was Honorable Joseph Weka as Vice President when the banger So many former road were not done in 12 years. He cannot rescue your own people. They used to take you days to go to Lofa. Me, I come from there. So then you can drive almost half a Lofa the road paved. So which one he rescuing now? In fact, you don't have a woman in Lofa. The woman is across the border. And then you got one in Bomia where you don't come from. Go ask the people for his house in Lofa County. You know, we need to be careful. There's some things we want to talk about, but we're talking now because we need the political scene. And they're looking for it. Another thing is, as a leader, if you want to talk about rescue, you must get involved. Whole day, President, we are up and down. From one road to another road, to another camp, to another market, improving the lives of our people. What is the record of improving the lives that the former vice president has? In the fact that Madam Salif gave him plenty of leverage. He has sectors that he has control over.
So, gentlemen, welcome back. This is the Diaspora Talk. This is where we discuss issue unsentimentally, unbiasedly. We look at the issue. And today we are platforming Mo Ali. Mo Ali is the former Secretary General of the Unity Party. And he just diving deep into the operation of a party, the preparation of a party, the strength and weaknesses. I don't know whether he will somehow highlight the weakness of his his candidate, but he has highlighted so many strengths of his candidate. So, gentlemen, we'll just have one round of question, and I will just it's going to begin from me. I'm going to ask Mo Ali. Mo Ali, now we are hearing the rescue train, and everyone is being called right now to jump on the train. But some people are becoming a little bit hesitant, saying that the rescue train, people that are joining the train, are people that have have some checkered reputation before in the past, and they don't see them as rescuer. People like Ellis Jenica Tyler. Someone who was on the front page Africa. He was called Corruption King Kong. They don't believe that man can be a rescuer because it's someone who, is noted for corruption. Someone who handicapped our economy. And also let's look at Edwin Melvin Snow. Edwin Melvin Snow it has been, assumed, because he has not really come out to declare that he's supporting JMB, but it is assumed that he's also supporting JMB. So people are becoming a little bit hesitant. People are saying that the same people they fought against are the same people that are surfacing to be their rescuer. So they are trying to take a walk back. What have you to say about that? Is this just a pluralistic thing that you are just inviting anyone because you need the numbers, or you want to win and you are not doing any scrutiny of the people that are supporting JMB?
Before I go to your question, I'm going to respond to the lies spewed out by the current vice president, and I will never sit on the show to allow you play that video and don't respond to it. Clearly, the current vice president has lost it when it comes to integrity and everything. And the reason why I say so, for anybody of such stature to sit in the public and lie without any remorse, you lie brazenly, does not show that you're somebody who should be in leadership. Or to say he didn't even get house in Lofa. Hey, man, that is the most blatant form of mendacity that anybody can sell out. Somebody put me here, myself.
Yeah, gentlemen, let's check our devices.
I think it's Maki. The vice president.
No, I don't have any device on it. I'm good.
Joseph Boakai has houses. Not only one, houses. He has a school running in Lofa, where Samaritan Port operates as an office. That is the most simple evidence I can give you. The office that Samaritan Port use in Lofa County, Vonjama, is Joseph Boakai House. So I will stop it at that. And like I said,
I'm sorry, Mo. I have to talk on this because you brought it up. But it says some of those houses are dilapidated, some are abandoned, some are not even. Some are.
Where Dilabi what in? I beg you, don't bring our English. Where does he sleep? All the times he goes to Lofa, that hotel he can go sleep in. I said Samaritan Paul using one as office. So how they will be using it as an office is dilapidated. My brother, I don't want him sense in it. She talk about they bang out to many common rule. You know how it came there, Madam Vice President? And I said from the beginning, you all witnessed the groundbreaking ceremony of that rule. It was Vice President Joseph Boakai who went to Kuwait on behalf of the government of Liberia to negotiate with the Kuwaiti funds and a consortium of Arab leagues to provide money for the construction of that road. Maybe your sense of history and judgment has escaped you since you joined the CDC, Madam Vice President. You are dead wrong. You're not doing anything. This Vice President cry in this country. And I will tell you something. Madam Vice President, you talk about somebody has not done anything. What they come and rescue, we come and rescue Bon County from you. I remember as a county development officer, we sat down for hours. You sat down with us, Madam Vice President. We wrote a project for the Bon Community College. That was back in 2011. You presided over the construction and the funds of that Bon Community College. Up to today, it is not completed because you and other collide, you collaborated with other, you colluded with other, and siphoned the money that is intended. Is the Bon Community College where the construction are both completed today? If it is true, come back, tell me, I will vote for you in the election. You have done nothing. The people of Bon County disappointed in you. Absolutely disappointed in you. Now I'll come to your question.
Mm-hmm.
You started off with Snow. Snow does not support us. And if Snow comes to support us, we will be extremely happy. We will accept everybody who comes to support the Unity Party. Elections are about number. The people who go to vote, when they're counting the votes, Gabriel, they don't count vote one from Zogo, therefore we reduce it to half vote. Vote two from corrupt Mo Ali, we reduce it to half vote. Vote three from Christina Fuller, clean vote, therefore that one vote. Every
So
vote
you only care about the numbers.
I come in to your point. I remember in 2017, Alice Tyler did not support us. Vehemently campaign against us. I remember in 2017, Prince Johnson did not support us. He vehemently campaigned against us. By then, the sedition hailed them as clean people. By then, they were the best people in Liberia. We do accept their support. We make no apology for that. And I'll tell you this today. Governance is different from election. You do not govern if you are not elected. What you do with the people vote is what matters. Doesn't mean that if Elitaro support us and Elitaro was accused of being corrupt, means that when we get there, then Joseph Baka will not fight corruption. You're making a mistake. When you get there, what you do with governance is what matters. Who supports you does not matter. When you go there and you begin to portray to the whims and caprices of these people, then it matters why they support you. So your policies are the ones the people will judge you by. What are your policies? What are your plans to fight corruption? What are your plans for the agriculture sector? What are your plans for the rural sector? What are your plans for the infrastructure sector? What are your plans for the health sector? For the education sector? Do their support in any way dampen the plan? I would say no. So Gabriel, if you do not have the numbers to win, you can have all of the fabulous plans. You can have everything. If we remain a dream, it will remain planned unimplemented. So until we can win, we will not discriminate. If I am corrupt tomorrow, I will tell Joseph Boakai, prosecute me. That is the reason why, as part of our first 100-day plan, there will be a comprehensive audit of the current government and the current system. If that does not happen in 100, there will be the first critic of GMB, and he knows that. We will audit where it is necessary to prosecute. We will prosecute. That is what I can say about that.
Thank you so much. So let's go to our sister. I mean, thank you so much, Mo Ali.
My man, I'm telling you, oh, you what job, my man?
No, my man. I mean,
Like,
this the
yeah, my man, show that you know the party show today, brother. What kind of thing I want to
So
say
you
today?
just listen to Mo Ali. He said, I mean, election, there's no discrimination. So even when Ellis started wearing his t-shirt and called himself rescue, I mean, we should believe him. Okay, Chairman Mackey, let's go ahead. Okay, ask your question. I know you.
How can we sit on this platform and believe in a criminal like Ellis Tata that was published on social media calling corruption Kikon?
No, point of correction. He was acquitted at the
My
Supreme Court.
brother,
He's not a criminal.
the
He
man was
acquitted.
called.
He was never
Okay,
convicted of the
okay, no
allegation
problem.
against
Yeah,
him.
I will accept that. I will accept that. But he was called corruption King Kong.
Let him make his point, because
We know what a King Kong is. If you're being called a corruption King Kong, my brother, when I say corruption, I'm stealing. When I say corruption, a criminal act. There's no other word to justify the word corruption. Ellis Tata was being called a corruption King Kong by Front Page Africa. So I say you want to tell me that the article that Front Page Africa came up with, it was wrong. They are still to be corrected. But they call him a corruption King Kong.
What's your
Mr.
question,
Moderator,
Chairman?
if you don't mind, can I post this thought, please? You know, I like
Okay, you know one good thing, Gabriel. You know, I like the way you are giving.
Alfred, I beg you, man.
Can you mute your mic, please, man? I beg you, guys. You know, I like the way you are giving our guests.
Let's give our guest the chance. He want to say something. 1 minute.
No, listen, my brother. This show, I like the way you're giving the guest the time for him to explain more.
Chairman. We'll give you the time.
Hope you give us the time to be able to ask our question and make statements.
You have the time. More Ali, let's go, please. No, you
know, I like how Maki is proceeding. The question Maki is failing to ask: when Front Page Africa published the banner headline "Corruption King Kong," at the time, who was Alex Tata supporting again? Can you refresh your memory? Who was he supporting? Was he supporting Unity Party, or was he supporting the CDC government?
Okay, that's a question.
As I know it, he was part of the collaboration of the CDC, the Coalition for Democratic Change. You are not part of Unity Party when your Front Page Africa brought up the headline "Corruption King Kong." So my question to you is, if he was truly the Corruption King Kong and was published on the Front Page Africa, what did your government do to bring this Corruption King Kong to justice? Because when he, under the Unity Party government, serving as speaker within the UP government, when he was accused of corruption, along with the Unity Party chairman, Councillor Vani Shemo, along with Unity Party Senator or Maurice Setuma, they were arrested, arraigned before court. They were sent to court. What happened, Mr. Mackey? I will refresh your memory again. They were in court until this government took over. It was this government that acquitted them. It was under this government who should have prosecuted corrupt people, acquitted them. So when you're talking about somebody being Corruption King Kong and they come in support of, you should understand when they were called Corruption King Kong, who sent them to court, who acquitted them. If that history is acquitting you, is escaping you, let me bring it back to your memory and refresh
you. Mo Ali.
Chairman Mackey, we shouldn't do it like a back and forth. Please ask your question.
But Gabriel, you have followed me the time, and Mo Ali is taking all the time, my brother. So if you want me to keep quiet, I'll keep quiet. Then you have your United Party show. I will keep quiet.
I'm the guest on the show, so I should have the most time. You ask.
I should also have the time to ask questions and make statements. It is not that you are the guest. That means we should not be here full of the time, Gabriel. I started to ask my question. I will make a statement, and you said you gave me the time to respond. I kept quiet.
The time here, you explain from Genesis to Esther. You talk about King Solomon, everything. Nobody.
Gabriel, that was then. We're talking about now. We're talking about now. I started to ask my question and I made statement. You said more as you respond. I kept quiet. More I need to over 3 minutes or 4 minutes to respond. So you want me to keep quiet? I'll keep quiet. I don't have problem with that, Gabriel.
Go ahead.
You know what, Griffin? Let me remember more. I don't understand. We're not going to dignify all of these rhetorics. You know what I'm saying? Because we know we're very close to the political season. I mean, we are very, very close to election. And you know, Mo Ali is here to say his candidate. He here to say the United Party. There's a same United Party that the Eddie man was once part of. He was Speaker of the House. And what happened? He left that position because of what? Corruption. And there's a scene Eddie man, you want to go and sell the Liberian people to prove me how somebody clean? I'll go to my question. And I will just make this statement. You know the thing about politics, my brother, I must be frank. I must be frank to us all on here, right? You know, I started making a lot of points because for me, I let it be, you know, I let it take note while talking. I just let it just be, you know, a talkative like that. My brother, politics have nothing called moral. Politics has nothing called moral. Today, if it is in your shoe, you will sing songs of praises. But tomorrow, when it is not in your shoe, hey, you will say something totally different. Prince Johnson was once with the United Party. He went with the CDC. And Mo Ali was one of those guys who were part of the June 7 protests. They were against Prince Johnson, were calling for war and economic crime court. Today, Prince Johnson is running and dining with them. We are not noise again anymore. And instead of one with the CDC, Mo Ali was part of the June 7 protest. These were the same people that were making us to understand these guys are corrupt, they are SRC and blah, blah, blah. But now he's telling us that why is it that the CDC government has generated these people? And when you yourself understand and know very well that this guy was to be beyond bars, but you decide to go and whine and down with them again because why? You want power. Gabriel, let me ask my question. I just wish we could have the time to, like the way the guests have the time to explain. We ourselves will have the time to ask our question and make statements. This is our platform, Gabriel. This is our platform.
Nobody is hindering you. You are speaking, I mean, freely. Go ahead. Ask your question.
You know, I just want to ask Mo Ali. I'll ask a question, I'll make statement, I'll also ask question again. And how it's gonna be 2 questions. Yeah, we want this to be very interactive. You know, I said this over and over again, and I'm gonna say this. Liberia is our country. Gabriel, I love our country so much. I want better for our country. Mo Ali, he's a Liberian. I know you want better for Liberia. You know, Mo Ali make us to understand that he been in politics or with the United Party since 2005. That means he was there for the 12 years of Ellen Johnson's release.
Since 1998.
Okay, I'm talking about United Party now. Because we know United Party came to surface around that time. 2005. I heard him mentioning 2005. So I just want to make that clarity. From 2005, where we saw Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, she became president of our country, served for 2 different terms, which were 12 good years. Mo Ali was within the United Party. Where is Liberia today? Liberia is nowhere. We still struggle for electricity. We still struggle for better roads. And you know, I don't want Mo Ali to come on the platform to come boast of, you know the road that is being built. And SYZ, it is from the United Party. Is that money for the United Party or it is the Liberian people money? What best we should be boasting on this platform for today is about policy government put in place for the Liberian people. Not how you spend the Liberian people money. When you're building a road, they're not money for your pocket. The Liberian people money.
Chairman, just
so all that we expect, we want it.
And you are not asking questions.
Brother, I have to make statement. I can use my time to make statement. I'm supposed to ask questions, Gabriel.
Yeah,
I can use my 2 minutes to make statement. I'm not forced to ask questions, Gabriel.
All right, go ahead.
Gabriel, there's not the party problem. There's problem with Liberian people. So I'm not here to sugarcoat anything or if you have to make Mo Ali and the United Party to feel very much fine. No.
There should be a disclaimer.
Gabriel, I am making a statement. I am free. I'm liberty. You will not question me what to say. I'm not insulting anybody on here. I think I should be free to make my statement. Gabriel, what's the issue?
Go ahead, but the only thing is that there should be a disclaimer. Don't accuse anyone of being a United Partisan yet. You know, we are all unbiased here. You know,
Gabriel, you someone who support United Party, you are making it very clear on the platform. So that's something to shy away from, Gabriel.
But I'm not a United Partisan.
Gabriel, if you support Joseph Yuma Baga, who are you? Who are you?
I'm a supporter.
Back and forth and
Go
time
ahead.
being
Go ahead,
confused,
man.
it would be better you just push your question, let people
ask your
go
question.
forward.
Yeah, until they stop the interference with his question.
Oh, you got what's the meaning of that?
You are explaining. You are not asking questions.
Gabriel, if I'm explaining, allow me to explain. When the time reaches, tell me my time finished. That's all I expect you to do.
The luxury of time. Go
Gabriel,
ahead.
you will not restrict me what to say. The only restriction I expect on here is the time. That's all. That's what I expect. Gabriel, you can't restrict me what to say. You will restrict me on the time afforded me. You are given 2 minutes and I will stop. That's all I expect from you.
If I say stop again, you will say I'm a United Partisan. Okay,
so you know, Gabriel, you know what? I will stop. You continue. I will stop. I will stop. Since there's a United Party show today, I will stop. Gabriel, I will stop. You can go to the next person. I will stop. Since today happen to be a United Party show, I will stop. I will stop. I will stop right there.
More you listen to Chairman Mackay as he.
I'm not saying anything. I will stop right there. Because there's a United Party show today. I cannot be making statements or trying to ask questions and then interrupting me and don't want me to say what I want to say. You think I'm here to support United Party? I'm here for like many people.
You had luxury of time, but you kept.
But you keep interrupting me. I started more. I didn't have to make a comment on something I said. I stopped. Later again, I started to ask me again. You trying to make comment? What you asking me to do, Gabriel? I'll keep quiet. You guys go ahead. No problem. It's okay. No problem. I'll go ahead. You go ahead. I'm not forced to ask questions. I'm not for the main statement. You gotta go ahead. There's a United Party show today. I know all about Joseph Walker.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Spoke. I mean, did you pick anything from the expose that you want to address?
Yeah, I pick a lot of things. The first thing I pick is an utter disappointment. I had thought that if I am invited on the show as the guest, because we all sit on several shows as panelists, and you don't have to ask me questions. You can take your time and use your 2 minutes that is allotted you ask questions and just counter argue all of the things that I have said. It makes the conversation freely flowing and have to just be, like we're forcing, we're not forcing Maki. But
man, why you call forcing, brother? I'm making a statement. You gotta keep cutting me off. Why you call forcing, boy? I don't force, bro.
Interest now, so they will not.
Yeah, I don't force. Why should I force, Moali? Why should I force with you, brother?
And they can give you a chance to even speak out.
Can we please listen to
this
the
is
guest?
I mean,
we should.
All right. So, let me make this appeal, Gabriel and Christina. Let me make this appeal. I didn't know the background of your platform. Let me appeal that I leave the platform the day we are ready to have a civil conversation. If both Maki and Tutu want to be on one side for us to have an engagement or debate, I'll be waiting at any time to engage. How many numbers of you bring your point and I bring my point. You, the moderators, can allot time and ask us questions. I am not the person who thrive in noise, who argue in noise, who debate in noise. That is the reason why I'm not even a loud talker. And I'm not a very fast talker. So that is my
Morally, I beg you, you will have to walk by on that statement because it would be a very big disappointment to our audience if we just leave them abruptly like that. So I would just let us.
So let me correct a few points, and some of the things I pick up from Maki is inconsistency, contradiction. Yes, Maki, Alistair was speaker, and I will repeat this over and over. Alistair was speaker when Madam Sadiq was president. He was member of the Unity Party. Vani Sherman was chairman of the Unity Party and a senator. Maurice Setuma, member of the UP Executive Committee and a senator. They were indicted into some report that accused them of being involved into corruption, bribe taking. Why serving as speaker? Why serving as chairman? Why serving as senator? The three persons were arrested and sent to court. Because that's what a responsible government does, a government that wants to fight corruption. Those people were being prosecuted in court. They were in court until the CDC government took over. It was the CDC government, because of their support to the CDC government, that acquitted them. It was not the Unity Party. So as it stands, they were acquitted by your government. So we know that by the acquittance in the court, they were free of corruption. And that's about what Front Page Africa said. You keep again to say politics has no moral. So Prince Johnson was on that side, on this side. Politics has moral. And if we continue to carry the thinking that politics does not have moral, that is the reason why our country will not go forward. You talk about, I was part of the June 7th protest, and we talked about the war crimes for the establishment. The Unity Party has a definite position on the establishment of war and economic crimes code. That position has been reiterated over and over and again. And I will repeat that position. The UP will advocate for the establishment of war and economic crimes code. And Senator Jeremiah Kun, who is the vice tender bearer of the Unity Party, had to sign up to that policy. That's why in all of his interview, he accepted that that is the position, and we all are up for war and economic crimes code. Senator Prince Johnson, that you could not convince, your CDC could not convince to accept the establishment of war and economic crimes code before declaring support for the UP candidate, has now stated very clearly that he welcomes the establishment of war and economic crimes code. We do not shift our positions. Our positions are not shifted because of individuals who support us. Individuals shift their position to suit the policy position of the Unity Party. That's how consistent we are. That's how consistent we've been. And that's how consistent we'll remain, because we believe that politics have more. And you talk about Madam Selin came there 12 years and nothing happened. The only people who can make those statements are the kids who were born in 2010. Because everybody knows when Madam Selin inherited Liberia, Liberia was nothing close to being a country. We were considered a pariah state, a broken country with no economy, no system, nothing to begin with. Nada, zilch electricity, zilch water. When we left, a budget that we inherited, we left of 80 million, we left a budget of almost 600 million. When we left, we inherited civil servants taking $15 a month, and they would take pay 2 times a year. We left civil servants at a minimum of $100, and they were taking pay before the month ended. When we left electricity, we left a dam. We had negotiated the cross-border electricity, which was supplying electricity already to Grangeville, Maryland, Nimba, and other counties. We secured funding for them. When we left a rehabilitated White Plains supplying water to Monrovia. When we left a highway from Monrovia to Ganta to the Guinea border. We left a highway from Monrovia to Buchanan. We left a highway from.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Moali. So, gentlemen, just for the sake of fluent, just for the sake of the flow of the communication, let me just say, Chairman Marquette, I mean, just take 2 minutes to either counter argue or ask a question to Moali. I mean, let me just.
Gabriel, you can go to the next person, because I think Mo Ali have used a lot of denigrated words on me on the year. And, I just don't want to go back and forth, because I don't want to be the problem of the platform today. He first said that he may likely leave. And one good thing, I follow all social media platforms, how people discuss issues. Mo Ali have been on platform where people asking a denigrated question. He still sat there and defended himself. And I think I have been very civil on the platform, asking respectfully. I'm not forced to ask questions. I can use my 2 or 1 minute to add to make a statement. That's just how the discussion goes back. But more
Okay,
Ali try to use a lot of denigrating statement on here. So
counter argue
I,
what he
I,
said?
I don't know. I will have no interest in asking any questions or making any statement on what Mo Ali said. You can go to the next person, Gabriel, because I want to be civil. So Mo Ali can have a wonderful time on here today. Thank you.
Okay, don't go to our sister Mercy. Mercy, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. So you just listened to Mo Ali. He's explained a lot about the progress of, the United Party and also about his candidate. Do you have any question or
Mo Ali
anything to counter argue? Can you please come in video, please?
Mo Ali is selling his party. He's from the Unity Party. And everybody would like to paint their political party beautiful. I listened to him here, and sorry to say the way he came up on market and it wasn't right. I will first of all address that. We see people on platforms, they go back and forth respectfully. And that was exactly what market was doing. So his word, telling the viewers that he's leaving, it wasn't really appropriate. As a political leader, you should control the emotions as time. And he could not even control his emotion on this little platform with less than 100 people watching him. What's about the 4K, the 10K platform? Mo Ali is
Gentlemen, Mo is our guest. I think we should protect him more. And I would like to say this, gentlemen. I think Mo Ali felt unsafe, and that's why he said that he wanted to leave. It's our responsibility to protect our guests, to allow our guests more time, because we want to hear from our guests. So I think it shouldn't be something like, I'm not being defensive of the guests, but I think
let me make one correction quickly.
We should try to appreciate the guests when the guests trade in their time to come here.
I can hold my own.
Gentlemen.
My thing was, I'm not able to, be fighting in. You can say whatever you want if it is your turn. My thing is to sit on the platform. You guys are the panelists and see the argument raging between you people. It doesn't provide a fertile argument for me. It doesn't provide a fertile ground for me to be there. It's not because somebody will hate me. You can say whatever you want about me. There's nothing that has not been said about me in Liberia. I take them in stride and move on. Thank you. I just wanted to make that point.
Okay, let's go to our sister Christina. Just ask a question.
Yes,
Christina.
Yeah.
Hi guys, I have some technical issue.
I actually apologize more for
Christina, I'm sorry. Can we just please reverse to Mercy as she was on the floor? I'm sorry. I thought she had a technical problem and she was not coming.
Yeah.
So let's go to Mercy. Mercy, please come in camera, please.
Okay. Let me ask Mo Ali 1 or 2 questions. I'll make it brief.
Mm-hmm.
So, looking back 1 month, 2 months ago, with the division in the opposition, don't you guys think it was right as the Unity Party, the CPP and whatever? Don't you guys think it was right to merge and beat the ruling party, as you guys claim that you guys can beat the ruling party? By merging, don't you think it was going to be better than for you to be divided? Because I always say on the platform, when it comes to the opposition, they are divided big time. And we see the division among you guys. So without merging and becoming one to fight your enemy, because politics is all about enmity. Even though we don't hate, I can't hate you. We can politically disagree, but I cannot hate you. We can meet and drink together. Don't you guys think it was right for you to join and combat your opponent? They be divided. And don't you think by being divided will make you lose? Those are 2 questions in one.
Yeah, Christina, thank you so kindly.
Mercy.
Marcel, please.
Oh, Mercy. Okay, okay, Christina, you strike some good points, and being together would have provided a bigger opportunity to win. That was the reason why we put together the CP. But again, differences set in, and we had to go apart. That said, I believe that in these elections, there will be far more fewer candidates than in previous elections. And that is one of the achievements of the CPP. We managed to reduce the number of presidential candidates, at least the ones that you would call, I don't want to use the word serious, but the presidential candidates that will be major contenders. For the first time, we'll see maybe 3 or 4 major contenders. Councillor Tiawon Gonglo, Joseph Boakai, President George Weah, and Mr. Alexander Cummings. In previous election, you had 20 candidates, you had 21, you had 13. And there is also one other thing. We could not collaborate to say, let's have a single candidate in the election. That became an impossibility because at a certain point in time, to be fair with you, everyone thought that in the CPP, the 2 major contenders thought that they should be presidential candidates, both Joseph Boakai and Alexander Cummings. That said, there are still other ways that we are talking and collaborating. It may be difficult for one person to win in the first round, and so there is still room for collaboration if there is a second round. And like I said previously, based on the question that I think it was Kula that asked, there will still be room for collaboration if there is a second round. And I think the government should worry more if there is a second round, because something will bring the opposition together. And I believe that if we don't win in the first round, we'll have a resounding victory in the second round. That's how far I know I can answer.
Okay, that's great. So
Gabriel, can I ask a question quickly, or maybe make this statement if possible?
Your time finished. Just your question there until they come back.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Before you feel marginalized again. Go ahead.
No, I'll never feel marginalized, bro. I'm a gentleman. Trust me, Gabriel. I'm a gentleman.
Go ahead.
Okay, that's why I want to make a statement first, then I can ask the question. I've been following the comment section to let the audience get to understand that we are not forced to ask the guest question. We can make statement based on what is being said here. So it's not banning that whatsoever happens to ask question. Okay, then I said, I love my country, Liberia. And I just want to make this very clear to Liberian people. I do not have confidence in Joseph Yimam Boakai leading our country to success, because age also has something to do with deficiency. Joseph Yimam Boakai is an older man, and trust me, tomorrow he will not be physically strong to lead our country to success. And I don't want people to feel that I'm part of a specific political party on here. No, I'm for Liberia. I want the best person for that country. But I still not convinced with Joseph Boakai leadership. I'm not convinced. Mo Ali is not even convincing me on this platform. All Mo Ali is doing is trying to push me on the side that I'm part of a specific political party. That's why I see him doing to me on this platform. I'm not convinced. And on this note, Liberian people, let us be wise enough. The party was given 12 good years. We still worried about everything in our country. More violence are increasing in the country. The Zogos and Zogis have increased in millions. I'm going to say million because you don't know. This guy was only before being found on Broad Street, Central Monrovia. But you can find it in Grand Bassa, you can find it in Nimba, Lova. They are everywhere in the country now, the Zogo and the Zogis. I'm afraid. I'm deeply afraid. So my question now to Mo Ali is this. Mo Ali, we heard that you are running for the representative position, or as a representative aspirant come October 10th. And later, as stand to be corrected, we heard that you declined and tried to support a candidate. It is due to financial constraint that you no more want to continue, or it is due to some envelope that have been laid on the table, allegedly, that you decline. Can you answer that question? Thank you.
Thank you, Maki. You know I can answer any question. And Maki, may I ask, where do you live? Do you live in Liberia or you live abroad?
My brother, I live in our country throughout, but I'm abroad right now. There's nothing but Liberia I don't know.
No, that's not the point. It's not about the point of where.
You asked a question if I live in Liberia or I live abroad throughout. That's the question you asked, right?
You don't know about Liberia. You know the war is a global village. You don't have to live here to know about Liberia.
My brother, the war being a global village through technology recently.
Yeah,
I live in Liberia throughout.
Yeah.
I work in government also. So I know what's up.
Great experience.
Thank you.
Before I come to your question, I'd like to lay bare some of the points that you made. You are not convinced of Joseph Boakai because of his age. I am thinking that you live in the United States. The two major contenders in the last US elections were all in their 70s. Joe Biden is 80-year-old. He will be contesting again. He will be 81 when he contests. Joseph Boakai is not yet 80. Donald Trump, who could be his major contender, is also edging towards his 80. You live there and you do not see anything wrong with it. It is only when it comes to Joseph Boakai, then there is an issue. Joseph Boakai is healthy, he's mentally alert, he's agile, he's physically strong. And I'll just give you one recent example. In Nigeria, the guy who was recently elected, maybe approaching his 80s, Bola Tinubu, and people had doubted his ability to be a good president. But just in his first 1 month, the decisions that he has taken is already changing the minds of people. For example, something that Nigeria was losing more than $10 billion on a year, the subsidy they put on petroleum products, which was basically being used by corrupt officials. He took the most brave decision to say, I'm dropping it, so that money we are spending on we can use it on the health sector, on the education sector. He did not stop there. The head of the central bank, he has submitted the guy for prosecution because there was some money printed that cannot be accounted for corruption. The guy has taken progressive decisions that Nigerians are beginning to admire. In my opinion, when you talked about leadership and you talked about age, we have elected young people. How many of those young people into presidency? Charles Taylor, for example, President Doe, for example, the very Josh Weah, for example, they are very young people. What do we have today? And you talk about the Zogos. And I am happy that you admitted they were just confined to Broad Street. They've increased exponentially because of the young men. The very alert. The drug abuse and drug usage has increased exponentially, supported by this government. When you have the special aid to the president going to the ghetto instead of giving Zogos money to take more drugs, instead of instituting a program that will be able to get them out there, then you understand why youngness, oldness doesn't mean leadership. It increases the number. Then when they even had the opportunity to show to the Liberian people that we can fight the number of Zogos increasing by reducing the drug importation into this country, when $140 million worth of drugs on two separate occasions, 100 million, another 40 million were brought into this country, the government deliberately arrested the wrong people and put them on trial, and in less than 1 month, they said they are acquitted. Where is that drug? Majority of it on the Liberian market. So don't bring this thing about age. Now, to your question. Yes, I intended to contest on the Unity Party ticket. When I intended to contest, I was cognizant of the fact that we were in collaboration with other political parties, and those political parties would need to feed candidates too. And so we all were campaigning until the time came for negotiation, and we negotiated. We want those other political parties' support for our presidential candidate. In return, those political parties want support for some of their representative candidates. And unfortunately for me, my district was one of the districts that was being negotiated and demanded for. And so the Young League faction of the Liberty Party put for a candidate. And unfortunately for me, the negotiation says that this district should go to them. You know, the issue about you take envelope and this and that, those are not things that I normally get into. Those are funny little arguments. They give you money, this and that. Man, I spent more than $60,000 on my campaign in this place. Nobody will look at that $60,000 and give it to me. So there was no envelope involved. There's now a penny involved. I do so because my institution signed an MOU and said this is what you should do, and I am an institutional person. So I abide. Thank you.
Can I give a 30 seconds response? That would be very fine for me. 30 seconds.
Okay.
You know, I listened to Mo Ali very well. He tried to, make everything look very parallel, on the side of the Unity Party and that of his side. You know, when you talk about age issue, that he want to disagree here today. You want to make comparison with Joe Biden as compared to Joseph Newman Braga. It's far different. Joe Biden has been someone who has worked in the legislature or the USA. And what you fail to realize, America is a country that already have policy on the table. You cannot compare America to that of Liberia. Every president that comes into power in America, there are just few changes to make. But Liberia, they have to make everything all over again. How can you compare a Liberia with America and say Joe Biden because you have so and so age? Yeah, that's very far. Very, very far. It's how deficiency in leadership. Let me tell you something that we all need to study about. We need to try to make some research. All and you know what I foresee? If the United Party, God forbid, is become victorious tomorrow, my brother, there'll be no merit system. There'll be no merit system.
Chairman Marquez, thank you so much. I think you have
everything in the United Party, it will become the next party to go in our country. It will be just about I know you, you know me, come here and let's go there and what have you. Because one more I just explained, my brother, like I said, I have no confidence. Absolutely no confidence.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Can I respond quickly? Can I respond quickly?
Okay, just 1 minute.
Just stay put. You get it done. You get it done. To respond. We need to
1 minute. 1 minute. More, just respond quickly. Yeah, then we can go to our sister, Christina. And
when you ask me first what I take from Mackay and I say contradiction, Mackay continues with contradiction. He say, I forgot to know that Joe Biden worked in the legislature. Mackay, you also forgot that Joseph Boakai served as vice president for 12 years. You also forgot that Joe Barker served as managing director for LPMC. You also forgot that Joe Barker served as agriculture minister. You also forgot that Joe Barker served as managing director for LPRC. So he's worked in government. Joe Barker has also worked in the private sector. And when
But
you
you
talk
cannot compare the two policies, Liberia and America. You cannot compare the two.
McKay.
You finish? When you talked about a country that does not have a system, the person you need to come and build a system is a person with governmental and private experience. And Joe Barker presents the two. That is the reason why he is best suited, because he has experience in government, he has experience in private sector, he has a policy experience. You're right. We don't have a system, and that's why we need Joe Barker to build a system. Thank you.
Okay, gentlemen, we'll just conclude with our two panelists, then we can take 5 calls at most, and we can try to wrap it up, So we would like to listen to our sister Christina Fuller. You have listened to Mo Ali, he has been explaining. So do you have any question for him? If it is not question, do you have anything that you want to counter, any of the assertions, or you just want to make an addition?
Mo had just said all. Is indeed unfortunate that Mackay will say that Joseph Boakai can be compared with Joe Biden. Knowing fully well he's saying that Joe Biden has served in the legislature, and Boakai served a reside over the Liberian Senate as well. So it's a very big contradiction to that. And I will also like to say that to Mo Ali, as Prince Johnson being a kingsmaker in this coming election, in past elections, Prince Johnson coming over to collaborate with you guys. What is the boost to your political ascendancy that Prince Johnson is bringing to the table?
More is going up. Okay, gentlemen. So we are okay. So I would say if you want more ideas back. So, but the numbers.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. I pressed the wrong button on the laptop. Chris. Firstly, we were not planning our strategy around because he was supporting the CDC. Whatever happened, they fell apart. So I think his support to us is a boost. But like I said previously, the support of Prince Johnson and his MDRO will not shift the policy position of the Unity Party on the establishment of a war crimes code. I believe that yes, he has shown on countless occasions that he controls a certain segment of Nima, or if I may not say control, but that people of Nima in their vast majority listen to him. So I believe that his coming on board will help us to get majority of the votes in Nima. And so we welcome that support, but we are cognizant of the fact that Liberian people still require and want justice. And even Prince Johnson has alluded to that he too needs justice for people from his county who were killed during the civil conflict.
And then follow up Christina, then we'll go to Alfred. Okay, Alfred, ask your question, my brother.
Yeah, thank you so much. I've been waiting patiently. Let me first of all say this to all of us on the show. I think we have a more responsibility to protect our guests because we believe that these guys are the newsmakers, and whenever we invite them here, we should do our homework properly, have all the research done, so that when we come here, we'll not be having back and forth on the show. We just go to the issue and stick to the issue. But I got a few questions I'd like to ask, if you will, to give me some time to ask Mr. Ali so that he can really be able to expand on it. The first question I have for Mr. Ali is 2 months ago, the CPP headed by 2 or 3 months ago, I seem to be corrected on that. The CPP headed by ANC Alexander Cummings and now his campaign team. And we know I don't want to go into the nitty gritty of those that on that campaign team. But from the angle of the Unity Party, there was this high expectation of the former vice president announcing his running mate, which became a very big issue in the country. And finally, the vice president did make that announcement. But we are yet to see the announcement of the campaign team, which is very pivotal in any political party when it comes to election. But I see some of you within the Unity Party continue to go around, going to different shows to talk about, the five pillars in terms of what Mr. Barker will do when he become president. You talk about agriculture, rural education, sanitation, and as well technology. But we are yet to hear when this big announcement will be made in terms of the campaign team, because we are like 3 months away to election, and there is nothing. We are not seeing anything. The second question I'd like to also ask you is our President Weah is on record of saying that he's not a politician. In fact, he was brought to the presidency by individual who wanted something. And given all the bad situation that have happened in the country in terms of extrajudicial killings, do you really think this president want to be president again? And also, what do you think he can do to change the situation that we already know? To convince the Liberian people that yes, he can be president again. The last question I'd like to ask you is this issue of the LACC. Of recent, the LACC board Councillor Martin, it was on radio challenging the government of his removal. As you may be aware, the president just make an appointment. I mean, yes, he nominated a few people to the LACC. What do you think this the CDC government, do you think they are really serious to fight corruption? When, in fact, are they violating the constitution, so to speak? Because the LACC is a turning position.
Yeah, thank you, Gabriel.
It's Alfred.
Oh, Alfred. I will start off from your first question. The campaign team will be announced very soon. The reason why it was a little difficult to announce the campaign team is because we were still and are still in negotiations with other political parties. We are convincing them to support us, and you do not want to form the campaign team now, and they come, then they don't have a role to play. So those processes have been concluded. And when the Standard General Joseph Waka makes his trip to Nimba, he will name his campaign chair. And when he comes back, he along with the campaign chair will announce the entire campaign team. On the question of President, we are saying he is not a politician. President Weah is not a politician, and he has not taken the time to understand the political landscape of Liberia. That is the reason why I believe he hasn't done so well. And I don't think President Weah wants to continue with the presidency. I believe President Weah, as a celebrity, has got enough. He wants to resign. He wants to leave the presidency to continue, the life that he is known for, a celebrity life. He wants to be hanging out there with his colleagues, celebrity around the world, go to events, football matches, other events, and move on. But I believe he's being held hostage by the people around him who see that survival through him, and I cannot blame them. On the issue of the LACC, when the new LACC Act was passed, Councillor Clark Martin, challenged that to the Supreme Court. And the ruling of the Supreme Court was that, look, Clark Martin, you have not been affected in any way by this new act. When it says you've not been affected, I've asked some of my lawyer colleagues, it means that his tenure, his position as chair of the LACC has not expired, because he is there, or he should be there up to 2026. So when the Supreme Court ruled that he was not affected, he was not affected, it means that he continues in his position. The Supreme Court ruling set the basis for Councillor Martin to continue. But recently, we've heard that President Weah has appointed Councillor Zhou as chair of the LACC and has appointed other members. We spoke with Councillor Martin last night. He said that is in violation of his rights as chair of the LACC. And so he is going to take them back to the Supreme Court, because this Supreme Court has ruled previously that his position was not affected, and therefore he had no right to go to court. Now that he has been affected, he's been injured, he's going to court, and the court will decide. As to whether President Weah is serious to fight corruption, I don't think so. And here are several reasons why I don't think so. One, when you want to fight corruption, you do not put people who support you to enter a graft institution. If Konowa supports me, I cannot tell Konowa go and be to an anti-corruption institution, because Konowa will just not find the courage to do so. You put people who have independent mind and who do not have any connection to supporting you, like what Madame Salif did in 2006. Madame Salif brought John Molu. John Molu never supported her. John Molu was one of her vocal critics. And we all saw what John Molu did at the GAC. He did extremely well, and all of the other people that came to the GAC. But when you take the lady whose father is the chair of the League of Lawyers of the CDC, who serves as the board chair of the telco, who got those positions because of the influence of her father within the CDC, and appoints her as the chair of the LACC, it means that you do not want your people to be investigated. You are not serious in the fight against corruption. I cannot take Gabriel, for example, who is, I'm saying hypothetically, who is my friend, who supports me, and say, Gabriel, you know what? That you will be there to audit me. There will be collusion, there will be connivance, and there will be everything. So in my opinion, even if Councillor Martin was leaving, I wouldn't think that this government should appoint people to the LACC. That should be left to the new government, whoever becomes president, because you want to start off on the clean page so that you can be able to put people who will help you in the fight against corruption. That is my opinion.
Yeah, so if I may do another follow-up, please. If I can just do another follow-up.
We are
Recently, the National Election Commission announced that the VBR program has been finished. Can you
Alfred, we can do that. We can do that, Alfred. We are time. Alfred, we can do that. Alfred, can we please go by the regulation of the platform? We are time pressed. You had 2 questions, and I think it's sufficient. So, gentlemen, right now it is 10 minutes after 12 in South Korea. 10 minutes a.m. Yeah, we are 10 a.m. in South Korea, and I'm sure it's 3 in Liberia. It should be morning hours there. So we are going to take 5 calls at most. The numbers are on the screen. You can call on WhatsApp +82 1080 890 You can call from any part of the world. You are going to be audible in studio, and you can also call from the US directly on 319-529-5421. So that's our number there. So, gentlemen, we just listened to Mo Ali. So if you are there, you can just place in your call. And
I'm calling you from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Quiet.
All right. Couple things. First and foremost, I want to speak to before I ask my question, if that is okay with the panel. Mo Ali spoke of the issue of age and attempted making comparison to that of the United States. First and foremost, the United States, like my brother McKay rightfully said to Mo Ali, the system that is in place works in the best interest of the people. So with or without the presence of the president, the system still works. Unfortunately for Liberia, we don't have a system in place, and you cannot say Mr. Boykai is capacitated to institute that system when he, Mr. Boykai, was opportune to serve as the vice president. And we cannot pinpoint anything specifically that Honorable Boykai did to impact decision making in the country or even impact the actual system. Now, to end on this note, let me ask Mo Ali this question. Mo, you said Honorable Boykai served as the agriculture minister. Under Honorable Boykai's vice presidency tenure, he was also given the agriculture ministry, which actually he managed. Now, can Mo Ali point us to any innovative plan, any structure that was instituted by Honorable Boykai that Liberia is benefiting from today? He was there for 12 consecutive years. What innovative or mechanism did he put in place that was actually broken apart by this current government, which he's attempting to blame for almost everything that is taking place in the country today? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Gabriel, let's take this call from Liberia. Can we take this call from Liberia?
Go ahead.
Yeah, hello, caller. Your name and where you joining us from?
Yeah, hello, my name is Rufus. I'm calling from Senegal City, Nimakante.
Okay, what's your take on the show tonight?
Oh my God. I would like to tell you guys thank you. I want to tell the people in the US or the diaspora is that
just hold on the line.
Have decided already. But I hear from Nimba. I was affected by the war. But the way in which the people discussing everything that it really make me to be scared. We all need it. But the fact is that people had Nima people had we went for a primary encounter, the party primary encounter. People especially dying to go on the own ticket, MDR party ticket encounter. So we have the program where all the Nima people had decided to carry on Joseph Waka. You go and encounter like Joseph Waka. I don't think other country, but I have decided already.
Okay.
Especially the country, you get your money.
Okay, my brother. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I think that's very clear. You make it very clear. Thank you.
Gentlemen, I'll take this one from the WhatsApp. Yeah? Hello?
Yeah, hello, my brother. How are you?
I'm okay. Your name, where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Maurice Mataka. I'm calling from Belgium.
Okay, go ahead and make a contribution.
Hold on.
Yeah, my question is to Mo Ali. Let me say hi. Let me say hello to the rest of the people on the platform. I think my question go to Mo Ali because I think the past government that were in power for 12 whole years. I think we have them now. They're calling us rescue 1, rescue 2. But first of all, I just want to know the difference that the former vice president would bring, that bringing the same old people, the corruption can come. They also the rescue too. He also
I got call.
part of CDC. And we hear the corruption scandal on him that he take the people. The Nima people.
Thank you.
Money. When he put in your own hospital.
Okay.
A private hospital. So what's some of the changes that they are bringing on board now? What they are calling as a rescue?
Thank you so much. I think Mo Ali got your question. Thank you so much.
I have another question, or because you want to stop to that one, no problem. So
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Let me say good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to everyone on the show. Dr. Mo Ali, I want to say I appreciate you very much, my brother. Thank you for the very able representation of the Unity Party. You are doing exceptionally well. Keep it up. And I can assure the Liberian people that...
Please call your name. Please call your name and tell where you're calling from.
Kessel double calling from Texas. And I can assure you that come October 10, all of this noise will be settled. All I ask the other brothers to do is that when we are coming to these platforms, please, guys, let's come with something substantive rather than this age factor. Because as you can see, the age factor is not working. Most of you guys have killed Jota Baga already over 100 times. And every time you kill him, when he comes back, he bounds back with force. Can't you see for yourself that there is something that is destined for this man? Leave this age factor on. The man guy in wheelchair, he's moving around. He's showing on the platform the last time for the past 2-3 hours.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Gentlemen, I'll take this one from the WhatsApp number. Hello, your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Koli Musa. I'm calling from Liberia.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, I must first of all appreciate you guys for the show, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one
Mr. Yede, just hold it now.
today is the former minor in which Maki tried to exhibit on the show. We invite a guest to the show.
All right, go straight to your question. Go straight to your question and start asking how we conduct the show, please. That is not within your prerogative.
Yeah, you know, we are the listeners now. So at this time, we should these things for recommendations, and so we can have a good carriage. This is why I'm saying this. But more like, I want to appreciate the former secretary to this program. Honorable Tyler, when he was with the CDC, in fact, he was fresh with Mother Sally.
Hey, man. We got people on the line. Let me just go to the question and ask.
Eric started the Unity Party decided to carry him to court so that he could be prosecuted for his wrongdoing. He was in court until this government came to pay. He saw no charges. They exonerated this man. Half exonerated him because the whole found him not guilty. Are you saying Unity Party should assume that Eric Sally is a criminal? Where are the convictions? Where are the indictments? Where are the convictions?
Thank you.
There's nothing there. So
go ahead.
if you come in now to support Unity Party, I don't think that should be anything. But anybody that will be supporting Unity Party, what I can say to you is they will give account of everything that they will do, even if they are appointed in the government.
Thank you.
So then Maki said and relax himself. Look at what Joseph Parker will do. And lastly,
thank you so much. Just one question. Go ahead, Alfred.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Lawrence Nyang Yene, and I'm calling you from Waterloo, Iowa. Yeah, I would like to say many thanks to Mohammed for coming to speak to the Liberian people. The first thing I want to understand from Mohammed is the Bouaga-led government, is it coming as the same UP-led government from Ellen, because Mohammed have really accredited Ellen for the role and other projects. Is it the same government that Bouaga is bringing? Secondly, Mohammed, you are talking about bringing the World Crimes Court. But then the TRC recommendation came at the time you guys have the gamma. You could not take into consideration because the recommendation even said that some public positions should be kept aside from some officials. They must stay away from public positions for 30 consecutive years. And then you guys downplay it. Please say something about this. I'll tell you, Mohammed, what can you really show or speak of that Bouaga has done for Liberians to really miss him, or because he are working so many sectors, or he are worked for some time? Let's take, for example, for Tiawan Bonglo, you can look at the legal system in Liberian Bar Association where he worked. It was through his hard work that you see today Liberian lawyers are licensed, and it was through his hard work that you cannot see a mere high school graduate becoming a county attorney. And so far, please tell us something about Bouaga Untu. Lastly, Mohammed, will you feel surprised when you have been badly defeated in this election? How will you feel? Thank you
so much. Thank you so much, gentlemen. So we're taking at most 5 callers. Do we have the last caller? We can just take the last
we do
one.
have the last caller.
Yeah, then we can just let it get.
Go ahead. Your name and where you call from?
My name is Daniel, and I call from Minneapolis. I just want to say thank you to Mo Ali. He's well on path, and I just want to commend him for the discussion. Guys, you know, when you come into such a respected platform like this, you must have all the fights. The brother who sit over there, McKay, you should have the fights before you come out. You're asking about experience. But the both 3 contending or the 4 contending in this election, who has the more experience? It's Joseph Boakai. Joseph Boakai worked in the legislature. He was the head of the legislature as president of the Liberian Senate. That is a fight. And so my brother Judah, our local Judah who just called, he was talking about Joseph Boakai served as vice president for 12 years, and the agriculture ministry was given to Joseph Boakai to manage. That is unfairness. That is unfunded. You cannot come to this kind of platform and speak all lies.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, let's just do justice to our
Thank you.
WhatsApp. Let's just do justice to our WhatsApp callers and take the last one. Then we can ask Mo Ali to answer all the questions. Just the last one from our WhatsApp call. Go ahead. Your name and where are you calling from?
So, my name is Joshua Russell, and I'm calling from Monrovia, Liberia.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Tune in late to your program.
Okay.
And let me just say hats off to Mo Ali for his splendid deliberations. But I got a few questions. I mean, just one question for all of you guys on the panel. My question is, I want you guys to tell me, since Liberia was founded, since 1847 or 1822, I want you guys to name me any vice president whoever built hospital, schools, and built road to any part of Liberia. I just want you to name that particular person. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. So, gentlemen, that does it for our call in session. And Mo Ali, even though you are not in camera, but I believe you were listening keenly and taking down notes. There were several questions, truckloads of questions. And I just want you to pick among them. Maybe you can just answer 3 or 4 of them. Then we can just call it a day. We can just have our closing comment and just call it a day. Why?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. I'd like to respond to the very first caller who said, you can't compare the U.S. to Liberia because the U.S. gets system and Liberia doesn't have a system. And he even went on to say, in the U.S., with or without a president, the system will still work. I forgot the place he called from, but my brother, that's not true. There are certain decisions that are sanctioned only by the president. That is the reason why even when Joe Biden, he hurts him and they are admitting him into hospital and they are administering drugs to him that will make him unconscious for 1 or 2 hours, he will leave somebody to act as president. The country cannot go without a president for even 1 minute. The president presides over the affairs of the state, and don't make it look like because the country gets system, therefore the country can just move on autopilot. That is not true. And I agree with you, Liberia for the most part does not have system. The systems are broken. And that is the reason why you need an experienced person, somebody who has experience in both the public and private sector to set up a system. That's why Joseph Boakai fits in there. And it seems that, well, the last caller just responded to that. He said, when JMB was minister, was vice president, they gave agriculture minister to him, my brother. Before you say things, sometimes you need to come with facts. There is nowhere in the world, anywhere, that a ministry is given to a vice president to run. That one that pure, how the children can say, that bifala, don't bring it on the show. It never happens anywhere in the world. And then the second caller, called for Nimba, and I respect his position. He said Nimba has decided to carry DNB. The guy from Belgium, he said good. He talked about 2 things: that we are bringing the same old people on board, and that Jeremiah Kuhn took the Nimba people money and put it in his private hospital. Amen. How did he take people money? Jeremiah Kuhn is a businessman. The man used his personal money, $2.5 million US, constructed a 116-bedroom hospital. And guess what? He is not using that hospital to generate money for himself. I will share the document with Christina, and she will share it with you on the show. He turned the hospital over to the government of Liberia to run the hospital and to not give him a penny for a period of 6 years. 6 years. So that hospital is being operated by the government of Liberia. Jeremiah Kuhn gets nothing for that. For the first 2 years, Jeremiah Kuhn operated the hospital under a foundation, a non-profit foundation that was duly registered under the law. So my brother calling from Belgium, that is not true. And when you talked about bringing the same old people on board, you see, like I said, it is the person who leads that will make the people corrupt, for the people not to be corrupt. Liberians can abide by law, they can abide by system. And those of you who live outside are clear example. When you are out there, the countries that you are in, when they say you're supposed to work for 8 hours to survive, you will work for 8 hours. That's because the system is there. When they say come to work 8 o'clock, if you know that you are not to work 8 o'clock, you get fired, you will be there by 7:30 to get yourself adjusted. That is what we want, and it is the leader that set the pace. When President Weah took over, he started wearing a suit. He called it purple suit. Everybody wore that suit, and they called it purple suit. So people follow the examples of the leader. That's why we need a leader who has integrity. Whether you are corrupt within yourself, when you come on the system, on board a leader who does not accept corruption, who does not accept bad practices in government, they will be bound to follow, or else you get kicked off. And there is a question from Yende who said, "Will the Baka-led administration be the same as the Ellen Johnson UP or this and that?" Firstly, let me say, Mr. Yende, no two president will be the same. No two, different parts at different interval of ruling party will be the same. It will be the unity party. As to whether you tell me as the Ellen Johnson said unity party or Joseph Barker unity party, what I know is that there is consistently one unity party which was established in 1984, and that unity party ideology has not changed. So it will be that unity party and not any other unity party. I hope I capture the other questions there. You said 4 questions quickly. Let me go on this very quick. I'm missing the question there. But somebody says something in relation to Joseph Boakai has said this. What has he done that we can show to the Liberian people? When GMB served as Minister of Agriculture, that was one of the periods when our importation of rice became lower because farmers who were producing rice in Liberia were prioritized. And because he has set a system at LPMC, that system was given even more priority. That was when Liberia was exporting cocoa and coffee. That was when our fisheries sector was even revamped and made more vibrant because under the Talbot government, we were exporting fish. And at a certain time, it went low and it went on the high again. And so there are lots of policies that were there. The problem with our country is that when the new president takes over, they bring everything new. We do not continue with the system, even if they were good. We do not continue with the old policies. And so until we can learn to continue to build on where one person has stopped, we will continue to retrogress. And these are the mentality that we need to change in this country. I hope I have touched on most of the questions that were asked.
Okay, thank you so much. That is Mo Ali, former Secretary General of the Liberty Party. And Mo Ali,
Unity Party.
Unity Party. Unity Party. Thank you so much. We would like to thank you so much for trading in your valuable time to be here. Even though I tried getting to you, I couldn't get you from my end, but thank God you finally surfaced here through one of our panelists. So I would like to say thank you so much. I just want you to conclude on onto this broadcast, then we can just conclude from our end here. We as panelists.
So quickly, let me say thank you for inviting me. And Mercy said earlier, this small platform of less than 100 people. Mercy, this is not a small platform. Every platform that goes on the internet is a very big platform, and this is even evidenced by the number of callers and the different countries people call from. People call from Liberia, people call from different states in the United States, people call from as far as Europe, in Belgium. So this is a very big platform. That is the reason why when we come there, we want to present our case in the most succinct and precise manner, and we want to engage into debates that will bring education to the people, healthy debate. And I want to say thank you to you guys. You are doing extremely well by educating our people, no matter your political differences. I want to encourage you to continue, and we'll always be ready to appear on your platform. Thank you for affording me the opportunity.
Okay, thank you so much, Mohali. So, gentlemen, that is it. That I will just let us to give our parting comment. And again, that was Mo Ali. We would like to tell him thank you and for trading him a valuable time to come here and talk about his Unity Party. So, Alfred Konowa, you just listened to Mo Ali. I mean, what do you really make of his statement, especially when it comes to highlighting the strength of his Unity Party and also his candidate? I mean, can you really counter and what you really align with, in all his articulation?
First and foremost, I'd like to say thank you to Mo Ali for appearing on our show. I think this platform was created to give all Liberians the opportunity to come here and share their ideas of how they want their country to be. And I think Mr. Ali was very intelligent enough to stay on topic. We asking all the questions that we wanted him to answer and answer them. So you may not like the answer he gave, but I think he's a fine, smart gentleman. And I think these are some of the things that we should engage in instead of, having ourselves in a position where we'll be fighting against each other. We should create a platform where we can come and share ideas, rather than creating enemyship, rather than going on social media and causing each other up. Like we saw when they see people went to that level, people start causing people start doing all kinds of things. I think it is about time we as young people should be able to look beyond ourselves and create a platform where we can disagree and agree with each other rather than creating any kind of form of violent or abusive manner. So I think Mr. Ali was really on point. I think this is what we need to do all of the time. And I will encourage the other people from the other side to make themselves available. That when we reach out to them to say, oh yeah, come here and defend your political party, you should come and defend your political party. I think that's the right thing we should do. Rather than, having the blame game all of the time about you didn't do right, you didn't do wrong. It just create confusion in the minds of the voters. So I think it's something that we should also look to make sure that we create a platform where everybody can come and share their own idea and how they see their country moving forward.
Okay, thank you so much. That is one of our able panelists there, Alfred Konowa from Iowa, United States of America. So I would like to turn over to our sister, Mercy. You just listened to uh, Mo Ali highlighting the strength of a panel. That's a candidate. I mean, how he's going to make George Weah a one-term president. I mean, what have you to say about that?
So guys, my background is a little bit noisy with the kids they just woke up and they made me in the program. But what I would tell the Liberian people, like I always said, we are all Liberians. And our intention towards our country should always be good. Because the decision we make for Mama Liberia will have an impact on our children's children. Putting politics aside, I want us to always remember that we can do better. Anybody can come up to talk all the positive things concerning the political party. But do you really have the intention? Do you really have the mind? Do you really have the capacity? Those are the questions that Liberians need to ask themselves. Can we do better? Opposition want to see Joshua unseated. Are they ready to move Liberia forward? Won't they take Liberia backward to the extent that Liberians will regret? Liberian people, October coming. Vote wisely. Open your eyes. Let no one fool you or tell you what to do. You know better. Go to the ballot and cast your vote and vote who you think will take Liberia to the best. We all want Liberia to be the best. I am a Liberian, mother of 4 Liberian children, and I still want to see Liberia grow. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, our sister Mercy, bro, from the US. So we'd like to go out to Christina Seafola, then we can conclude with our chairman of the Diaspora Talk. Mercy, can you just please mute yourself, please? Yeah.
I want to appreciate Mo Ali for that extensive articulation. It was really timely because we needed it. This platform needed it. The Liberian people needed it. And I just want to say his expose actually gave me some insight of Joseph Human Baka that I didn't know. And I actually appreciate that. And I would like to say thank you to our listeners, our listening public. I want to say thank you to those that contributed by calling in. Those that agree, those that disagree. We are all one Liberians. We agree to disagree. And at the end of the day, we put Liberia first. Liberia is one common denomination that we all share, that we all need to promote. Peace and tranquility is all we need. And I want to actually appreciate the panelists for their time and input and expertise. And I want to say thank you to you all.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's our sister from Canada. Like we said, we are a global platform. We have our panelists sit there in all part of the world. Very soon, we'll have one from Liberia who will be joining us on the show as well. So let's go to Chairman McKay to just conclude from his end.
Okay, thank you, Gabriel. Thank you very much. Let me just begin by saying this. There's a Diaspora Talk where we discuss issues lengthily about Liberia. This platform is not for a specific political party, so trust me, when you are from any political zone, you come on here, we ask you to ask questions. The Diaspora Talk, every number that you see on here watching, it's not being paid for. Every number that you see on this platform here watching, 100, 200, or 50, or whatever, these are regular followers. I'm so surprised. And that's what I say, I'm not even being convinced by United Party, because I recall on Spoon Talk that we all know about thousands of viewers. Mo Ali was being denigrated or being asked personal questions about his personal life. He did not say that he's going to leave the platform because the questions are being asked. But I was so surprised that I did not ask him any personal question on the year. I was just being to the issues, what affecting our country or the individuals being involved. By the end of the day, I have a lot of words coming out to me and people saying I'm being personal, I'm being XYZ. I think I'm being very civil. So I was so surprised that a man who is working in the office of Joseph Imam Baga would decide to leave the platform because I was asking some tough questions. But this come to my mind that I think I have to be very careful now to know who to support. And trust me, I think this time around it's better to be with the devil than to be with the angel you have not seen. So, on this note, I would like to educate the Liberian people. The United Party that we are looking at today that want power will be the worst ever in the history of Liberia. Today's day is the 11th of June, 2023. We have about 100 plus people that are watching right now. I want you to mark this statement I'm making today. If the United Party win election tomorrow, that is comprised of the Yomli Kanga Lawrence faction, that some Bazolian are not supporting the United Party, will be the worst thing that ever happened to Liberia. So I am saying it today, and I'm saying it without fear. I don't care how you would think or how you would say, whatsoever you want to say about me. That's your business. Liberia is not for you. but Liberia is for us all.
So what do you want?
The worst thing that will ever happen to Liberia, because if people like Mo Ali can come on this platform today,
please give the chairman time. Let him
if
speak
people like Mo Ali can come on the platform today, and someone are raising key concern about our country, and they feel offended, that means tomorrow a United Party become the ruling party in our country. We will not be free. That's the way the CDC government and make everybody free to cost whatsoever they want to say. I'm deeply afraid and I'm frustrated that I thought we would have expected better from Mo Ali today on the platform, but all that we saw was just rhetoric. Mo Ali did not even say it Canada was the Liberian people. But at the end of the day, he want to run away because he cannot withstand attention. I think I was the only person who even tried to, ask some tough questions about our sister Mercy. But Gabriel and Dara Alfred and Christina try to sugar for everything around here.
So
I'm not even moved by the comments within the comment section because I know these are supporters right from the United Party. You guys are liberty to ask a question, make a comment, or say whatever you want to say. But I am not convinced the United Party will be one of the worst political parties Liberia ever had.
That's why they are not.
How can you be with the United Party since 2005, 12 good years, and now you are still crying at the power because you did not achieve what you wanted to achieve over the 12 years? And you think the Liberian people are going to get me this time around? My brother, starting from today, I will go in my closet and make a decision. And when I come back on the social media, it will be bloody. It will be dirty. I'm being very frank. I'm being very frank to us all year. I'm frustrated, and I think the United Party mean no better for Liberian people.
So
how can you come on here to justify on the Liberian people tax, the Liberian people money about roads, about development that you carry in the country? Is that your money? That's not your money. It's the Liberian people money. What best we expect from a government is policy making. Those are things you boast of. What did Donald Trump boast of in America? Jobs creation. That's what one of the major things that Donald Trump boasts of. The Fourth Amendment today in America is what Donald Trump boasts of. You think we're talking about road from Monrovia, from Ganta to Nima County? I mean, from Monrovia to Ganta? Or from Banga to Lofa? You think that's the Liberian money? That's your money? That's not your money. So today, to conclude, Gabriel, Liberia is our country. I don't want people to feel that I'm angry. Trust me, somehow we are loud talker. You may say any kind of way. I'm not responsible for you being somebody who got low voice. And I'm a business in that. Somehow we are loud talker. So we always talk loud because we want to be heard. What I'm saying today, the United Party is a failure. You can never convince me on anything of Joseph Numa Bwaga. That's why you see Henry Costa is frustrated. He's quiet up the president. He has not spoken. He's quiet. Because you know all of these surrogates around Joseph Numa Bwaga will be worse tomorrow. I'll be very frank. Will be worse. Today we are talking about Jefferson Koji. But trust me, let somebody got have power tomorrow that Jefferson Koji. You will see 3 times different than what Jefferson Koji is doing today. Even though I do not support the CDC political party, I'm against everything that's going on in the country. But these guys that are in waiting, they are worse. We can see everything on social media. What is going on right now in the opposition camp? Cursing each other, insulting one another. Are we seeing any unity? We are seeing nothing in unity.
Can you please conclude?
Yeah, I'm concluding. All that we see from opposition on social media is what? Do we see unity among opposition? What do we see? Do we see policy making? What do we see? What we see? Insults. People insulting one another from one angle to another angle. My brother, I will continue to say this. I love my country. I want the best of my country. I will educate the Liberian people over and over again. And today is a historical day in my political life.
7
I
minutes.
will make decision as of today. I will go in my closet and make a decision which political party to support, and I will come back on the social media. Trust my brother, it's gonna be fire for fire. I submit.
Thank you so much, that
You
Chairman
respectfully
Mackey.
submit.
That's Chairman Mackey. He's the chairman of the Diaspora Talk. He's the chairman of the Diaspora Talk and speaking from Gwangju, South Korea. So, gentlemen, my conclusion is that, one of the essential resources of human life is time. So I think if anyone trading their time, their valuable time to come on our platform, I think we should try to appreciate the people and try to give them some level of respect. Time is very, very much important. More Ali spent, I think, like 2 hours here. He would have been somewhere doing another thing. And he just came here. So I would like to say thank you to him. I think one of the reasons for which he wanted to leave, because we cannot just hold our own. I mean, especially calling ourselves, labeling each other as united parties, seeing this, that. I mean, it was so, there was too much interruption from our side. So
But give us what a reason he wanted to leave. What happened? Somebody insulted him. They may want to challenge on spoon talk. Somebody attacking personally. There's somebody attacking on the show today. There's somebody go to a personal life on the show. Nobody went to a personal life.
They were not willing to answer questions, so he had to be personal with us.
But he said,
that's why I kept quiet.
Gabriel Beggar, my brother. That not United Party show you, brother. That I bring people show you.
So I would like to say the guest felt insecure. That's why the guest wanted to leave, and it is our responsibility.
Because the guest is afraid. He's afraid. He thought you were going to come meet some people that can't talk.
So I won't conclude today.
Off the show and discuss this backstage.
So gentlemen, I think we are morally responsible to protect our guests.
Go ahead. You had a conclusion already now. So go ahead, Gabriel. Go ahead.
If the guest fee is secure, it's our responsibility. Okay. It is our responsibility to provide a fertile ground for discussion. But I would like to say this. Thank you so much, Mo Ali, and thank you for highlighting all the strength of your, of your candidate. My only hesitation is, you should be very, very much careful with the kind of people you try to incorporate. And I was a little bit, concerned when you said, you are going to accept anyone, you are going to accept any vote. But the clarity was really clear. The clarity was provided when you said, we should win the election first, and from there we are going to set down the ground rules. So even if criminal vote for JMB, the criminal support JMB, that doesn't mean the criminal is going to influence his decision. If we have people that Ellis Jenaka Tyler supporting JMB, if he vote JMB, it means that he won't change. And he doesn't want to change, and he doesn't want an environment where he will be getting, unfettered access to the resources, to our resources to exploit. So I think JMB should be very careful. Most of the people that are supporting him, they shouldn't come with their own, their own suggestion, their own plan in order to have, a saying within the government, or in order to do something that will go against the ethical principles and rules. So I would like to say, gentlemen, thank you so much for following the Diaspora Talk. Next week, we are going to be here on another topic. If you have your business to advertise, let me say the Diaspora Talk is here. We are here we run throughout the week. We don't close. It's just our only come on once, live. So we'd like to say welcome. If you have your candidate to support, or you have any business or anything, just reach out to us. We are always open. So, Chairman Mark,
can I make a short announcement, Gabriel, if possible?
Why?
Yeah, we have the man Prophet Key on the show next Sunday. Trust me, tomorrow. Next Sunday, I'm the one moderating. Next Sunday. No. Marco, I never wrote on this platform before. Next Sunday, I'm the one moderating. thank God next Sunday will not be a Unity Party thing. It will be the Liberian people thing.
And CEO and Chairman, I want you to refrain from this. You know that.
I'm
You know that you are, listen to me.
But if you tell a small cause Prophet Q or cause the United Party
My man,
people,
you support
the same way
Unity
you
Party,
cause my
Gabriel. Don't
president.
shy away from your support, Gabriel.
panelists as United Party people.
My man, Gabriel, you support Joseph Barker. Nothing wrong in that thing.
But
Why you
just,
get me?
why you beating around the bush? Why you can't come
You
up
are saying
bro?
these things
In the context, we know that you are partisan for UP.
There was no preferential treatment given to Mo Ali.
No what?
No what?
There was no preferential treatment given to Mo Ali. The man stood his ground. He answered all your questions.
But you make it look like nothing was given to him because you keep interfering.
Next Sunday we will have next Sunday we will have Prophet Key on here as our guest. So please, to our follower, please be on time to follow the show.
The platform will be going to Ziatule.
Yes, Prophet King will be on here. And trust me, when our Prophet King on here, we discuss lengthily. The only thing is that we should respect one another. I don't have you don't force to ask me questions. You can make your statement. You are free enough. You not for if you give one your 2 minutes, you want to use your 2 minute make statement or blah blah blah. I have been it. One your time finish, tomorrow they say my man your time finish. That's just it. Nobody will tell you say okay, say that or say that and what I mean. The only thing that we don't condone on this platform is insult or attacking people's personal life. Nobody's gonna attack anybody's personal life on this platform. All our platform is Spoon Event, they do that. They attack people's personal life. We don't do it here. We discuss the issues and not just the issues. We don't attack personality here. So Prophet Key, the end time prophet, he's gonna be on the Diaspora Talk next week Sunday, discussing about Liberia. We'll be going biblical this time around. We're going straight into the Bible. So if somebody you want to understand the Bible lengthily, come on the Diaspora Talk. We will discuss the Bible and then we'll dive a little bit into politics and then conclude. So Gabriel, that's just the announcement I want to make. We'll post the flyer or it be anytime Monday or Tuesday, so that our audience can be able to follow. But Gabriel, you did a great job. Thank you for supporting the guests. Because I know you guys are all part of the same team. It's not a bad thing to be on a specific side, but trust me. At the end of the day, we have a beef for like bring people in totality, my brother. Thank you, Gabriel.
You're not fair to me, but I know that Mo Ali is very smart. He hear his he answer all your questions. There was no preferential treatment given to Mo Ali. So, gentlemen, this I would like to conclude the June 11th edition of the show. We would like to say catch us next week Sunday. Thank you so much.
Yeah, bye. Bye.
Joanna do anything for me. Joanna take me go Paris. Joanna give me everything, baby. Joanna do anything for me. Joanna take me go Paris. Joanna give me everything, baby. And when you put up in a rover, girl, you will send my Jehovah. Making me shout hallelujah, oh, baby. And when you pull up in a rover, girl, you will send my Jehovah. Making me sing hallelujah, oh, baby. Yeah, yeah. You, only you, baby. You, only you, baby. You, She never let nobody bother me. Every day she thank God for me. Joanna, you mean so much to me, baby. Joanna, baby.
yeah, you know. One God, protect them from Ghana to Liberia.
Yeah. Every day is a holiday. Oh, it's a holiday. Every day is a holiday. Oh, it's a holiday. Every day is a holiday. Oh, it's a holiday. Every day is a holiday. Oh, it's a holiday.
Your party, papa. I wanna party your party, papa. Me, I wanna party your party, papa. Party, oh, party, oh. Me, I wanna party your party, papa. I wanna party your party, papa. Me, I wanna party your party, papa. Party, oh, party, oh.
Girl, we got some Hennessy and baddies on the table. I just wanna spend my money, baby, do me bang bang. Girl, I know you flexing, and I know you cruising. I just wanna show you good time, don't refuse me. I don't wanna walk, my energy stay far. Give me your love, don't do that. I just wanna give you all my love. So I don't wanna lie, baby, that your body give me ginger. So while we alive, baby, when your body give me ginger.
Woman, your body, they ginger me. I wanna give you service, come hire me. Turn up the party like we do it in a Miami. Girl, your pepper, they enter me. Me, I just a week for you. Make we take a shot for two. Baby, come, I don't wanna lose. You will leave a girls in the party, but I choose. Make we dance, make we jolly and booze. Everything they fall in place. Now they make your girl wind up your. I don't wanna lose. You will leave a girls in the party, but I choose.
Kapagia bezo we ballin'. Kapagia bezo we ballin'. Kapagia bezo we chillin'. You can drink anything, mommy. Kapagia bezo we ballin'. Kapagia bezo we ballin'. Kapagia bezo we chillin'. You can drink anything, mommy. So I don't wanna lie, baby, that your body give me ginger. So while we alive, baby, when your body give me ginger. Every day is a holiday. Oh, it's a holiday. Every day is a holiday.
Zaga logo. Prenez la vie, prenez dans la French. Zaga logo. Prenez la vie, prenez dans la French. Ame meti e kwabo. Ame meti e kwabo. Mola tole di kwabo. Mola tole e kwabo. Zaga logo. Prenez la vie, prenez dans la French. Zaga logo. Prenez la vie, prenez dans la French. What kind of friend was saying your Gary? Behind you, then you say crashy a Paris. But was saying your Gary. Behind you, then you say crashy a Paris. What's in a French, oh? What's in a French, oh? Say, aye, Billy Gogo, aye, Billy Gogo, Billy Gogo, Billy Gogo, aye, Billy Gogo, aye, Billy Gogo, Billy Gogo, Billy Gogo. Hey, she said Billy Gogo, Billy never power, I Billy Dodo. She love my stars, so she can't go to it. Like Glikata, she want me Glikata, I Glikata on her tata. Aye, Billy Gogo, aye, Billy Gogo. There's a whole lot of that. Your mama here can get you get chicato. But can I do you never do before? Zaga logo. Prenez la vie, prenez dans la French. Zaga logo. Prenez la vie, prenez dans la French. Ame meti e kwa